Hello and welcome to the Old Man Orange podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
And I'm Mario and Dunigan.
And we're going to do a Super Nintendo-themed audio commentary day of all sorts of good things Nintendo movies-wise.
So basically, we'll say this. Originally, we were going to do the, I don't know, like, I think a year ago, I talked about how I saw, like, the Digimon movie. And Spencer's like, oh, dude, like I said, like, it just doesn't hold up. Like, dude, we got to do the audio commentary of that. That'll be a fun one to do. We were, all right, well, we can see where it goes. So yesterday, we watched it, and it was just like, in a word, I felt defeated. I don't know. I was not having fun. It did not hold up well. There wasn't a whole lot of information. Like, well, we should still do an audio commentary of something. We were thinking about it. Then we landed on.
Well, we just kind of, like, I don't know, it's one of those ones, like the Digimon thing, there was a time period in my life where Digimon was really amazing. And, you know, it probably was only, I'm going to say, like, maybe 2 years, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, I got the Digimon when it first came out, like, in 97, pre-Pokemon, like, when you just got the little Tamagotchi unit. But then when the TV show came out, and I was telling this to Ryan, I was like, you know what I think why the reason I like Digimon, though? Is because they pulled Pokemon off all the satellite channels you could only get on cable. So, you know, it's at a time period you can't go on the internet and watch it, you can't get season sets of it, so I guess I just progressed on to the next best thing, which was Digimon. And I really enjoyed it as a show, but watching this movie, it's just kind of...
It don't fucking age well. It was like, I was sitting there watching it, and granted, it was one of those things like... I mean, I wasn't going there like, oh, it's going to be such a good movie, we're going to talk over it. I just thought, okay, well, it's going to be... There'll be a lot of things to point out and laugh about, but then while watching it, though, even with that, it still was so just... I'm not having fun. I really felt kind of like... You said it best, like a kid explaining it to his dad while he's dropping him off at school.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, my knowledge of Digimon's faded. You know, Pokemon holds up well, because I think as the games are still really good... And, you know, you could even go back and watch the TV show Pokemon. It definitely seems much more highly entertaining compared to that one. I'm not going to say it's, you know, Dragon Ball Z good, but, you know. And then there's other things, Pokemon stuff. I've kind of kept up with Pokemon, so I think that my knowledge there is good. Where Digimon, I mean, it's been 12 years since I probably saw something Digimon related. So I did just kind of, like, forget a lot of this stuff. It's like, you know, it kind of came back. It's like, oh, okay, there's Tai, there's Sora. I remember those characters, you know. I had that funny story I told you about where there was this guy that we knew when we were like 10 years old, who was like 2 years older than us, who thought that Sora was the hottest character out there. He was just like, Sora, she's so hot, oh my god.
I'm 12, oh yeah.
When you're 10, that's how a 12-year-old sounds to you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when you, I remember like going to like, I remember like someone, like you're like probably like, I don't know, like in the first grade, someone in the 4th or 5th grade looked like they're in fucking college.
They literally did. I don't know why
that was. Boys, I don't know why.
And then the thing is, once you finally get to like age 20, then you realize from 20 to like 45, everybody looks the same.
Pretty much.
You know, unless somebody, you know, either just didn't age well or something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what we came to the conclusion that, you know, Digimon wasn't, it was one of those ones that's just, I don't know, that movie itself, the American version of it, it's just okay. It just doesn't hold up. And maybe I just haven't seen a movie that's just like, in a while, that it almost just felt like a letdown. So much so that's like, I don't want to watch a movie just to kind of like beat into the ground.
That's just how it would have been, because we were sitting there, we were just like, neither of us were kind of like, because, you know, we watched Encino Man, we watched Jingle All the Way and Street Fighter.
See, those are all great movies.
We actually like those movies. They may have like a few flaws here and there, but they're good movies still. They're enjoyable movies in some way, one form or another. And this one was just kind of like, I just literally was like, is this shit over? I mean, I remember seeing it in the theaters when I was a kid, but I was just watching this like, this did not hold up. And I know if we watched it, all we could really do is just kick it in the balls. But even then, though, it'd be like, at some point, one of us would turn to the other, be like, what? Like, fuck you.
It would just be this fist fight, like, on screen. Ooh, ooh. Or not on screen, on fucking microphone. Like, why are they fighting each other? I guess they just got bored enough, and they decided that was the only thing left to do.
Only thing to do left, like, just to kill the last, like, 30 minutes of that movie.
But, yeah, see, you know, a movie that I think that would work well for an audio commentary that would hold up better is the Pokemon movie. I don't want to get into this debate of, like, what's better, Pokemon or Digimon, because in America, Digimon did come before Pokemon. People kind of forget that part. But it is that thing. I do think that Pokemon is the better series of them all, and I'm going to say by far.
I don't know. I mean, the movie. I remember the movie because I liked that movie a lot when I was a kid. So I don't know if I would. I think I'd still watch it and like, oh, I remember this, and kind of get like nostalgia for
Are you talking about Pokemon or Digimon?
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably watch it, get nostalgia for it, but I don't know if I would be all like, this part is so good, but I'm like, oh, I remember this when I was a kid. I think it'd be more like that for me, but we could possibly do that at some point.
Yeah. I just think it'd hold up better than the Digimon one.
So we came.
Yeah, I'm saying this now
yeah,
without
well.
watching it in like 12 years.
No, I do. I will miss the Digimon like ska soundtrack. But
Yeah, that part was a nice little touch of like, you remember this? 1999.
yeah, the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones, fucking
Smash
Mouth.
Mouth.
There's bare naked ladies in there at some point.
I think there's a couple bare naked ladies. There's like songs in there.
So you know, came over today like, all right, let's get this over with. And we thought about like, do you really want to do this? Are we sure? Do we want to do this? You know, it's like,
Yeah, we broke it down like, we could do it, but I don't know. It'd be just okay. I mean, maybe we're never gonna know. If anything's gonna happen, it's gonna happen out there, boss.
Yeah.
One of those kind of things. But
like, you know what? We talked about doing the Mario Brothers movie for some time, and we both legitimately like that movie. We both think that's actually
we're
enjoyable
big
movie.
defenders of the Mario Brothers movie, and we love that film. That movie's brought us joy for over 20 plus years, which is weird to say that always.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things. It's like, let's just do a movie we really like. Let's just have one that we know that will be fun to talk about. And the other thing too about Digimon, I just don't feel my knowledge of Digimon's so slim.
Oh, there's the orange one. Oh, there's the wolf
yeah.
one that's blue.
I remember that
and yellow.
one. He's got
Remember?
looks like he's wearing like a dead bear on top of him or something. I'm not
There's
too
the
sure.
bug one. I remember the bug one.
Oh yeah, those ones they turn into like angel people things, and then they change the monsters again, huh?
That's weird.
That's fucking weird. Yeah. Well, like yeah, it just
And it was just so overloaded with exposition. Like, hi, I'm Kari. So we had Digimon. And then, it just goes, they talk so like, all right, you see this paragraph of information? Condense that. Say it really fast. Whenever there's like a blank spot, there's like no quiet moment in that movie. There's
there's
like,
always talking.
and then it was even like edited. It was like 3 movies jammed together, and it was like you could tell like at some point like there was probably like quiet, more suspenseful moments in the movie, but they just said fuck it, throw it in there. It's too quiet. Kids will lose interest. Just gotta keep fucking going.
Exactly. So it was just one of those ones like, yeah, it just reminded me of that kind of movie that like if your dad took you to see that in 1999 or 2000, whenever that came out, it would have been that thing where he'd been like in that first 5 minutes, he'd be like, "So I'm gonna go next door and have a beer. I'll see you in an hour and a half." You're not coming back? Nope, not coming back. Enjoy the movie, buddy. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. It's just one of those ones. So what we decided to do
Picked a
instead,
bad day to stop smoking.
yeah, exactly. Like one of those cigarettes are sounding really good right now. But what we decided to do instead, we're going to do the Super Mario Brothers movie commentary on here. But first, I went out and I just saw one of these. I'm like, I got to get this. I've always wanted to own this. This was something I used to watch a copious amount at like Cisco's house when we were kids. And it's like they did these things back in the 90s for Nintendo Power. They released a handful of these sweet, sweet VHSs, pretty much trying to sell you the upcoming Nintendo game. I mean, they did a Donkey Kong Country one that's amazing. They did a Banjo-Kazooie one. They did a Diddy Kong one. I think they did... There was about 2 other
Zelda
ones.
one? Was there a Zelda one?
For some reason, I always want to say there was, but I'm
Or a
not too
Mario
sure.
Kart one, maybe?
No, I don't think there's a Mario Kart. It's weird. They like some of the games they picked and some of the ones they didn't. Maybe there is, and it's just hard to find now. But I got a hold of a copy of the Star Fox one, which I always considered the best of those ones. Just this hilarious video, which why talk about it right now? We're just gonna play it. So we got the VHS rolling. So you can either be cool and go out and get a VHS. You probably can just find it on YouTube or something like that too. Somebody's probably posted
Probably
it.
like Star Fox Nintendo Power promo video, something
97,
like that.
I want to say.
Yeah.
I want to say it came out like in early 97, because the game came out later that year.
So it's going to be a double feature for you.
So this is a double feature. This is just a short one. So we're getting the VHS going because we're cool like that. Hit play. I got it all rewound and everything.
Oh, the times.
I know, this is good to have.
Now, I will say I haven't... Aside from just like a few minutes ago when we just got done watching it, that was probably the second time I've ever seen this thing. This is the third time I've ever seen this thing. I saw it once. Like, everyone had that kid across the street. Like, you guys weren't friends, but you hung out because you had nothing else to do. Now, and he showed me this thing, and we more just tolerate each other. Like, you got a video game? Yeah, I got a video game. Now, this part right here, right when the Nintendo, right when the like That'd be awesome to like work for Nintendo. Just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna parachute down to work today. It's a frequent thing.
Well, as a kid, this was like, dude, Nintendo must be so sweet to work for. I mean, fuck, like this guy's a video game tester, and he gets to fly in like
he's wearing a Star Fox like jumpsuit.
yeah, like he's almost ready for like a Slipknot concert.
Now I'm a little sad. I will say I'm a little sad. Like out of Mr. Sony and Mr. Sega here, Sega is like the dumb like, oh, what should we do, boss? I'm sad he's that one, and Sony's the like. Well, I mean, neither of them are like that great at characters, but I'm sad that Sega's not the brains.
Well, Sega, yeah, they make him this. They make Sega big, dumb, and fat, and they make Sony like this creepy bald guy who's like in a rape van outside.
Yeah. It literally was a rape van.
Yeah, waiting to get it. And then they just sit him down and they kind of start talking about this. And just as I remember watching these movies like on marathon mode as kids, just like you just put one in after the other, just thinking this was the funniest thing known to mankind. And I think being like a Nintendo fanboy, even though I still was like just as much Sega. But it was at that period where you're like, fuck Sony. Like, who do they think they are? And then you get one later on, and you're like, oh, I really actually like Sony, but...
For this part, they're, like, torturing the Mario doll right here. Just to laugh at, just, like, they're all, like, out-acting each other to chew the fucking scenery out of this thing. Like that right there. Give someone that weird flash right there. Give someone some bad E and put that on a loop. Quit cutting into the Mario thing. They'll have, like, a bad trip.
This right here, I would have to say, would this be the best job to have at Nintendo Power? In the fucking 90s is like if you're in charge of the fucking VHS department making these like promo videos.
You and me though, I'm thinking about like if we did it probably the same like all right, we're doing like the same thing, but like it's just like it's way more darker, like beating the fuck out of the guy, like where's fucking Star Fox Zero coming out? When's Star Fox Zero? Just like beating the fuck out of him.
There is an idea right there to make promos that are over the top like these ones, but do it for new Nintendo games. Like, do it for fucking Star Fox Zero coming out.
Yeah.
Or do it for the new Legend of Zelda,
They fucking call
Mario Maker. There's all these sweet things you can do right now.
They fucking call it like Mario Maker. You get like, just make it dark.
And just
like,
get a
Michael
guy.
Madsen comes in, like dancing to like Stuck in the Middle with You, by Steelers Wheel. Starts like cutting off the Nintendo guy's ear.
Okay, now you're getting like a budget going that like was way bigger than this. You got to have the cheap budget. You're taking.
I thought we were thinking hypothetically. I didn't know you were talking about a real.
No, I'm talking about really doing it, not like if you had millions of dollars to afford Michael Madsen. I'm talking about like you got to make it cheap like this. You just slap a guy with like an Xbox T-shirt on. You slap a guy with a Sony T-shirt on again.
Do something like that. Mario Maker one, I think that could actually be kind of scary. It's like a guy kind of like the doll maker trying to like, I can make my own Mario, out of like different. He's not perfect yet, or it's like Tusk or something like that. Say it, it's me. Say it, just like this human, like this mask made out of human skin is shaped like Mario.
He's like, can we get a Master Chief Maker over here?
No, you can't get a Master Chief Maker over here. You can't get a Sonic Maker? No, you can't get a Sonic Maker either. Oh.
Just have the fat Sega guy come in, just like, oh, like on the outside, like, can I be in there? No, you don't have a system, you cheap fuck. Oh.
Well, who would like? I guess.
I like how they don't even consider Atari. I mean, I guess that the Atari Jaguar is probably dead by this point, but like, it's all that I was like, oh, can you get it on Atari Jaguar?
Dari's just like laying dead in the corner, bleeding out.
They're like, we got a pizza for you.
They got some rape pizza for you here.
That was literally rape pizza. Like, if a pizza delivery guy comes up to you and gas comes out of the pizza thing, he's going to rape you.
Yeah. No way around it. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do the zoom in thing right here. They all seem kind of a little too lax. Like, yeah, they just tied up my best friend, kidnapped him, but whatever.
They fed him, at least. It seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, they're only beating up a Mario doll, but still. I will say, though, they do turn around. This is like a story of, like, a shitty friendship, because they all start off as enemies. They come around, they become friends again. Then at the very end, though, they all come around like, fuck you, assholes!
Get the fuck out of Nintendo!
Yeah. We'll say I'm waiting for it to get just a little darker. Like, I remember when somebody first told me about this video, they made it sound so dark and intense. Like, yeah, so it's this movie, right? Like, I thought it was a full-length feature. It's like, it's this movie about these guys that work for Sony and Sega. They kidnap a guy from, like, Nintendo. He has to give him all the information. So
they torture him.
And I thought it was like this weird kind of like crazy. I was like, what? Is this a feature-length movie? Like, yeah.
Was this in theaters? Yeah, of course it was in theaters. Like, I saw it last night.
Yeah.
Like one of those people. Like,
There were those kids though. They would just tell you like the most like, yeah, it's the same kid that would tell you like, there's like an R-rated version of Pokemon where Brock and Misty fuck. Like that same kid,
And it's like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, even though it's like and then like Ash walks in and they beat the fuck out of Ash. They go back to fucking in the shower. It's just it always be that kid that always
just like
exaggerate the hell out of things, and then like the same guy would like, oh yeah, in Gundam Wing it's way more violent. When they die in the ship, you actually see their body parts and parts exploding inside the ship.
You're like, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
Like here, it's like they're showing off the Rumble Pack and stuff. And it was really a time, like, the only thing I can remember that came before the Rumble Pack, there was this thing I remember seeing in, like, a Sears catalog.
That's a fucking scary. This almost looks like
it looks like some Nirvana music video.
Project. Even the music right here, it just sounds.
Yeah, it's kind of like let's get
sounds like Teen Spirit kind of.
But I remember the only thing before the Rumble Pack is there was this thing you could get like in the Sears catalog that it plugged in. I don't know if you could plug into your like Sega Saturn or your Genesis or Super. It made it out like you could, which I don't know how like that would work. But it was supposed to make like. I don't know if it made like the chair rumble or something, whatever. It was like there was a vest you could get too, where you put this vest on and it would like rumble, which that sounds
like overkill. Well, even like I think the idea of the Pip-Boy coming out for the Fallout 4, the idea of the Pip-Boy, that sounds cool to have your own Pip-Boy. The idea to wear that thing, just imagine you're like a dad, all right? You walk in, your kid's like playing video games, you see him checking his Pip-Boy, like get out, Dad! Like imagine that.
And for some reason he's naked while wearing it too. It just makes it worse.
It's like the same. It's like almost the level like he just got back from the bar drinking with his union buddies. Just, I want to go.
This is the best part right here though, where they're like, "Can you get this on Sega Genesis or
Genesis
on Sega Saturn? Nope, only on Nintendo 64.
Can you get it on Sony? Can you get it on the Sony PlayStation?
Nope, only on Nintendo 64.
You dumb fuck."
And they do this thing, they're like, hey guys, come on, we'll play some multiplayer. It's okay, you guys might have caught us, and you might have raped the scientists, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they're like, guess what, we got more sweet badass games. You got GoldenEye.
You got the scissor reel. It kind of starts off pretty awesome, and then it declines down to being like, whatever. It just goes down to sports titles and racing.
Yeah, and then you got Yoshi's Island, 64.
But then they finish off with Zelda. So this is like an early version of, like, you could tell, because it wasn't like, it was Yoshi's Island.
You ever played Mischief Makers before? That was a pretty sweet game.
It was really confusing to me. I think I'd probably enjoy it now, but as a kid, I was just like, I just want to side-scroll and beat shit up in that one. I was amazed you can grab stuff and just chuck people around.
Yeah, I was like, that's awesome.
You can just pick up whoever you want, just chuck them across the screen. That's what I would do.
It reminded me of, remember Risk Star for Sega Genesis? Like the other Sonic game?
I know of it, but I didn't play it. Yeah.
Where like you could grab one or something and you just like sit there shaking it to death. Like you're giving it fucking like shaking baby syndrome.
That's what it looked like, yeah. Wasn't it like, was that like actually,
there's Aerial Fighters
made by Nintendo? Was that made by Nintendo, that one?
Sonic Team.
That was made by Sonic Team, Aerostar?
Ristar for Sega Genesis?
Ristar? That was made for Sega Sonic Team?
Yeah.
I know
it's like the other Sonic the Hedgehog game that never caught on.
Yeah, it makes sense though. I mean,
it's fun. It kind of makes me frustrated sometimes.
What's Sonic? Oh, well, he runs really fast and he fights an evil Republican. Okay. What's Ristar do? Well, he shakes babies.
Yeah, and he's a star.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like, he could like stretch arm and just go across the screen real quick. And then Zelda 64, you strong.
And this is the cool thing about this is it shows Link with the fucking brown like sleeves on, like he's from Zelda 3 and whatnot.
I prefer the Link with the brown stockings and all that.
Yeah, it's like as long as Link has kind of pants on, I like that. Yeah. Like Link without pants, I
prefer the brown ones as opposed to the white ones.
It just looks cool. It looks more like rug because white doesn't make any sense. He's just gonna get this dirty. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
like, oh, get out of here. See you later, you dumb.
Yeah, get out of here, you fucks. Or actually, what they do is they just like leave him in there. It's like, guess what? Here's this fucking guide. It will show you how to do everything as long as you got the skill
and the money.
Yeah, and so the guy's like, oh, can I have that? And it's like, no, you go fucking buy that.
Fuck you. Well, and they deserve it. They could have possibly raped him, so they deserve it.
Yeah, they probably did rape him. That's why he's not letting him have it.
He's letting him off light. They just lock him in the fucking rooms. Now you got to eat each other,
And they're like, you can go online and get this, even though this is the time period where nobody has fucking internet.
This is what they realized that it was kind of like a Joker thing. They wanted to get caught so they can trap them in here. And they look around, that's where the Atari guy is dead in the corner from starvation.
They
knock two birds out with one stone here.
They see a Commodore 64 like skeleton in the corner. It's like, oh god, this is what happens to everybody else.
This is why we don't fuck with Nintendo.
There's an Apple II like skeleton that's just like hanging from a noose inside the back.
Well, now that was the Nintendo Power Star Fox feature, so
we're going to move from our VHS TV over to our DVD one, so...
See you in a minute.
Okay, and we're back to the Mario Brothers section of the podcast after that great old Star Fox video. Which really, that Star Fox video, that to me, I look at that and go like, there's a pinnacle point in my life right there. That Star Fox video really encaptures it. What it was like to be a kid who didn't have a 64 and only had a Sega Genesis. Yep, that was me.
Okay, I thought you'd be like, oh boy, I wish I was like captured and tied up by Sony and Sony and Sega. One day, maybe.
But yeah. So yeah, okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to start off with Super Mario Brothers, which we think is an exceptionally amazing movie. I personally think this might be, it's at least in my top 3 favorite video game movies of all time. It might be number 1, actually. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Probably is number 1.
Well, here's the thing with this movie. I'm going to say right now, and don't take this as me like shitting on it.
I think it's number 0.
-5, in my opinion. No. I actually, no.
I think that Blood Rain 2 movie's better.
I didn't even give that one time of day. I legitimately really like this movie. I think it's because it wasn't the first movie I saw in theaters, but it was one of the first movies I saw in theaters, and I just got into Mario. You know, because Mario was one of those things, like I saw the cartoon as a kid, and I liked it, and I watched my brother play the games. Once he got Mario World, because I didn't play it, I would always watch him play it. Once he got Mario World, I was in love with Mario and the whole universe it took place in. And then the movie was on its way out, and I remember seeing that movie, and loving the hell out of it. And there was a point in my life, I'm not going to lie, I just kind of like sort of jumped on the hype train. Like, well, it wasn't a lot like the game, and they messed it up, and then it come back around. I just looked back and like, you know, it's an enjoyable movie. It's just fun. That's all it is. You can like pick certain things apart about it, but really when it gets down to it, it's just a fun movie. And I think that you really, this excludes a lot of people out of it. You had to be there. You know, you had to be there. You had to be a kid at that time.
Yeah.
And if I just watched it now, I probably wouldn't care. But I think since I grew up on it, I can't help but love this movie.
Yeah, that might be the case. I mean, I feel like it's one of those movies
it worked with what it had.
If you're a kid nowadays and you love Mario Brothers, I don't see why you couldn't love this one too. As long as you go into it with the open mind of thinking the way the movie is. And I think that's the problem, is everybody goes into it with such a closed mind. And I think that's how a lot of people do with a lot of video game movies, because I notice that I become this big defender of video game movies. People tell me online that I shouldn't like these movies, but I go, fuck you, I love Doom. Oh, okay, you're not going to take that away from me.
You're like,
America!
Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. Fuck you! You're right. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, that one, there was a little bit lying to ourselves, and I think it was just due to driving 2 hours, and that's just it.
No, we said that one before. Yeah. We'll move on.
Okay, but let's start this movie off. Okay, we got the DVD copy of it, because I don't think this is on Blu-ray yet.
It's in Blu-ray in UK, actually.
Fuck that UK. No, it's okay. As long as it's an all-region one, and they can share it with us, that's cool. If not, why does UK get things before we do? But other than that. So we got the old-fashioned DVD playing. This is the same kind of one that like our Encino Man was, the Hollywood Video Classic.
Or just starts right off the bat with the Sphinx and the...
You could probably get this off Amazon, with Amazon Prime maybe, I'm not too sure. I'm going to post a link on our thing, so if you do want to get it, you can just click on the Amazon one through our thing, and then that gives us a little bit of a kickback, doesn't cost you any extra, but it supports the podcast in a bit.
And there's also, I'm not trying to take away from like what might support the podcast, or this movie, but if you can't find any copies of it anywhere, you could probably find it on YouTube in parts. And I know that there's actually fan cuts. People have done fan cuts of this movie and posted them on YouTube. I've actually watched 2 of them.
Okay, well you don't want the fan cut though, because that wouldn't like.
Yeah, I'm not saying watch the fan cut for this, but I'm just saying future reference. Just look out for that if you
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. But okay, so we got it really at like the first second of the movie. Do we feel bad watching this on the fucking PlayStation?
I always have that wonder. It's kind of like when people would download like Mario games to their PSP or something. Like, is this thing going to self-destruct? You know?
I know. I always felt wrong playing ROMs on my PSP, but I was like, where else am I going to play Nintendo games back then? Like handheld, that you could not get anywhere else.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. Where else are you going to play Nintendo games handheld? a fucking Game Boy? But
let's put it this way. Where else are you going to play, I guess...
Punch-Out. On handheld.
Punch-Out or Mario RPG, you know?
Exactly, there you go. Because you couldn't get that on Game Boy Advance. You couldn't get that on DS.
I'm still surprised it's not on DS.
I know, it's so weird.
Why not?
You can download it on Wii U, but fuck that. That's not what we're talking about right now. Great game, though. Okay, so we're 1 second in. We're right before the Hollywood Pictures logo goes up, so we're going to count down. 1, 2, 3.
And I remember this one just jumps in right with the theme. And so I think it's like one of the only spots in the movie where it plays the theme. Because this is actually almost kind of trying to hide it's a video game movie, but given with what they had, like if you ever read, like, look into this movie, there is like, it was a disaster trying to film it, everything was going bad. There are so many changes to the script, so I kind of wonder what it originally would have been, because there's an earlier draft of this movie. It was written by the guy who wrote Rain Man, and it was a little bit trying to be more of like a cross between Indiana Jones and Wizard of Oz, they said.
He probably saw the movie The Wizard and said, hey, that movie's kind of ripping off Rain Man. Like, I think, let me get some of this wizard money.
Yeah. And they ended up just trying to, like, I guess they canceled, I guess, like, they thought it was...
Right there, like, all I have to say is, like,
Pixelated?
they make it pixelated, but that just looks like you're playing a Sega CD game.
It does, yeah.
Like you're playing Sega CD Jurassic Park, almost.
I think they have the narrator right here, like, don't get any better than this, you know. It's New York back in the, the prehistoric age, so, you know.
So they're still,
they're still New Yorker, Brooklyn accents, you know. This is all silly, and, it's got to be kind of dumb right here. Where, I mean, I know how much look to an adult watching this, take your kid a movie. Brooklyn, 65 million years ago, you know.
Because somebody had to go back in time and claim it as a Brooklyn place.
And like, there's a fucking meteor, oh shit! No, I think the reason they went the whole...
Dennis Hopper gets top billing, that's badass.
I think the reason they went the whole dinosaur angle at this movie was because probably Jurassic Park was around the corner and Mario World just came out, and they probably just looked at it like, well, there's dinosaurs right here. Fuck it, it's a dinosaur movie. You know?
Yeah, well, because that's the thing, if you see that script in the works by Steven Spielberg, he's making a dinosaur one. Steven Spielberg's making a dinosaur movie, that movie's going to do well. So might as well throw this one up, because this movie, I think, came out May 28th, 1993, so it was before Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, I think, was in July.
I think wasn't this like a week or 2 weeks later from Jurassic Park or so? You just said the date.
May 28th, so I mean, maybe like a month span, so they probably got like right ahead of it.
Well, this right here, I mean, this movie right here was just thinking regarding the dinosaurs. I mean, I guess to a bunch of producers, they probably just looked at the material, because I think people now like, why is there so much dinosaur shit in this movie? And I think people look at it as the Mario World was the biggest Mario game out at the time, and that all takes place on a dinosaur island. So I think that's probably what they're going off of. I think that was their main basis. And then aside from that, Jurassic Park being right around the corner, they heard Spielberg was working on a dinosaur movie. Now I'll say, right here, watching this movie, I am kind of like, even though I just saw the opening title, I am like, are we in the right movie here? Because this is the time where you couldn't like go on YouTube or like keep up with every little thing that's going on in a movie. Just hear there's a Mario movie coming out. Oh, I know because I just saw an ad while watching Saturday morning cartoons. And you come in here, you watch this, like, is this Mario? I feel like I'm watching like the Prophecy or some shit in this opening scene.
Yeah, I know you're at church and there's an egg. Well, I guess the egg kind of leads towards like a Yoshi, but.
Well, this is kind of like, this seems like a very, I'm not gonna lie, this seems like a very very intense opening for the film.
Especially when you don't got the sound on, when you're watching it like that, because then you can kind of take it in without, like, the music or anything like that. But I think that's really what makes this movie really cool, is that they take Mario Brothers, and you gotta think about it. At the time, you're looking at this kind of cartoon-like world that's a video game. I mean, how are you gonna replicate that in live action?
Well,
so what they do is they say, hey, well, you know what? Let's make it kind of like cyberpunky sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a fantastic way about going about the whole thing.
I mean, this movie never happened. The sequel never happened because...
Even though they promised it to us at the end as children. We believed.
Yeah, well, one day it's going to come out. I think it wasn't until, like, Mario 64 came out, so I realized that wasn't going to happen. But this right here, I remember just watching this, and like, this is intense. I remember loving this movie as a kid. My mom, who took me to it, was just like, I hate this movie. This is so bad. But I think I still watch this movie and get warm feelings about it.
I just don't think there's anything bad about it. Like, I just like it that much. I mean, I know it also has to do with the fact that I like Mario so much.
I think one thing...
Hell, there's a poster above our TV. It says, we have Nintendo here. So, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit biased in that sense, but I like the Newport cigarette ad right there at the fucking beginning.
Yeah.
Hey, kids, smoke up. It's Brooklyn.
Well, I want to see even, like, Simpsons had a Marlboro ad in there somewhere in the movie. Now, this right here, I just like, all right, this is how we know we're at Mario's house. We got like, fucking plungers on the wall.
Like a gun rack.
There's like a faucet sitting right there on the TV. I actually do think this is actually a pretty... I mean, now you're like, it's a me, Mario! But at the time, there's a
I don't
TV show.
I don't think Mario really spoke other than the TV show. But in the games, we never got a voice yet till the 64 one.
And they had who was the wrestler that played him at the live action segments?
Oh, that's Fuck. Say it's.
He was big. He
No,
died.
he
like,
passed
2
away
years
about
ago.
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
God, I feel bad for not remembering his name off the top of my head right now.
He,
But yeah, he goes, do the Mario!
Yeah, that's all they had. So it makes sense that Bob Hoskins like, I'm a tough New Yorker Mario. Actually, you know what? Even though I love Mario as we know him today, I actually would, if they do make another like Mario movie, I would prefer they do it kind of like, I'm a tough New Yorker Mario. I do prefer that more.
Well, I think Bob Hoskins, I think he's like the perfect Mario. I
is.
kid you not. Look at him. And with his voice and everything like that, he just brings it together. And I think John Leguizamo, the perfect Luigi. No matter what movie I see John Leguizamo in, I think of him as Luigi.
Well,
no matter what. I see him in fucking Collateral Damage, Luigi. I see him, I'm gonna fucking Mario exit talking about this movie.
I was watching.
I see him in Spawn, fucking Luigi.
I see him in Kick-Ass 2. That's Luigi.
No matter what. We don't even have the audio on, and I'm already talking like we're in Brooklyn.
I see Ice Age. I see that talking sloth. That's fucking Luigi. No, but I will say that like this one they made. I understand the dynamic because Luigi's always like Mario is like in the way. I mean, I think it's almost more of a way the fans interpret it. It's not so much in the actual games the way the fans interpret it. Mario's like, hey, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the room. Luigi's like, I always get second potatoes, man. I always come in second.
You know, I try my best, but Mario, he always seems to get it. He gets the girls, he gets the prizes, he gets the castle, he beats the bad guys, and here I am holding a fucking flag at the end of Mario RPG. Fuck it.
And giving him, you're just like, Daisy don't even look at me the same way. Can't even give me a hand job no more, you know?
Who had a Daisy before me? Mario! It's always Mario!
Now, here's the thing right here. When at some point I was really looking into this movie, and I was thinking, like, looking for anything, like, is this possibly a connection to that? I almost thought Scapelli for a minute. Like, maybe that's supposed to be Donkey Kong. Because he gets transformed into a monkey, and he has the tie.
That makes sense.
I'm not sure, though. I really don't know. It comes full. I mean, is he just this giant international?
Well, look at he's building a construction site. Donkey Kong takes place on a construction site.
I'm wondering if just like because the movie they're almost trying to hide it as a video game movie to a certain extent. But I think that like I don't know if there were sequels, I'm curious to know what they would have gone with. If we would have seen characters like Wart, if like Yoshi would have got like grown up. And we see the
full on like Bob Hoskins riding Yoshi.
Yeah, like an animatronic Yoshi at some point.
And then we get like a Wario in there and everything.
Yeah, I mean, because they kill Bowser, he can come back. They're never really dead. But
let's just say if you made a new Mario trilogy, you could literally do a movie where you go, okay, Bowser's the villain of the first movie, like somebody like Wario and Waluigi's the villain of the second movie, and then the third one, then you could go, you go kind of ballsy and you throw like Wart and some other like
for your final one, Smitty.
Yeah, there you go. Like, I mean, like, there's a lot of ways you can go about it. I mean, you don't always have to have Bowser. It's kind of like, with a lot of superhero movies, when you kind of start seeing, like, Lex Luthor every single fucking time you go, dude, Superman's got, like, 10 other guys that are just as big that you could throw in there.
Now, here is the one, I'll say, sort of flaw of the movie. I get it's a kid's movie, technically, so I get it. But Iggy and Spike right here, I was like, I kind of knew I knew that they were going to be in the movie just because I saw their action figures, like Iggy and Spike. Because before the movie came out, I remember seeing action figures for them, and I was like, and I was wondering if they would have the other Koopalings, and this are their cousins, and I can even see they're trying to represent those characters in some way, but I think they're just a little too like, a little too like wacky and silly. They don't kill the movie for me, but they're like the two parts, and I'm just like, okay, they're on the screen. They kind of.
At the point of this article, like in the background there, I love how this represents the time. It was like there was a Mr. Video 3, Mr. Video, just says the time. Those good old days when you could walk down and you had so many video stores to choose from. Nowadays, we're lucky if we get one or two. I mean, I'm not talking about video rental stores, but some places you could go buy a movie at.
Mm-hmm. Just the haircut. That is like he is like.
He's such a '90s haircut.
Even that guy is incredible. I think right here, because we're watching with the sound off, I've seen this movie a million times, but I think right here they might be having like weird hissing noises. They turn their head real quickly and all that kind of stuff.
So like once again, you're taking this cartoon property, and I'm gonna say cartoon. I know it's a video game, but like in that kind of cartoon-like world, and you got to turn it into live action. And this is at a time period before you can really. I mean, you got Who Framed Roger Rabbit that came out.
Yeah. I think this is
when did Who Framed Roger Rabbit come out? Before this?
Yeah, that definitely came before this. I think it was like
91.
That was like 91, maybe 89 or
so
something.
So there is sort of a way you could kind of do it, but I think this movie had a budget of $42 million. So it's a lower budget film, still
I do
For the
like
time, that's high, but
I will say, I don't mean to cut you off. I do like that bit right there when he's on the phone. It's like, we need every plumber we can get, any plumber. He just hangs up and gives the phone right to Daisy.
he doesn't care. It's like not that important anymore now that there's a girl there.
Now here's the interest. Actually, go ahead and say what you're saying, then I'll finish my thought.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like you're taking this movie and it's
Evian.
everything's live action.
I'll have an Evian.
Yeah, like Street Fighter 2 reference.
Yeah.
Or is that Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter V?
Street Fighter 2V.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, it's technically 2 no matter what I said.
Yeah.
He's just like, check it out, Mario. He's like, what the fuck are you trying to work here, you fuck?
Spend some time, Mario. Just give this to me. Just give this to me. Oh, Luigi, come on. You ain't good enough for that. Come on, you know that.
Look at you, you got a hat on backwards. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. You kids and your backwards hats, your gold chains, and your MC hammers. I don't understand it.
But you know what? It's like I love this world of where Mario's an actual plumber in Brooklyn. I would love to see more of that. I would even. It sounds like a strange thing. If there was a video game that was kind of like based off that, it
Or a
doesn't.
comic.
Yeah, something like that. It's just
continue
it's
it.
such a cool concept, and then they go into another dimension, and they bring out that kind of world thing of like, well, what if the dinosaurs still do exist, and they evolve just like monkeys did into people, but instead these dinosaurs evolved into dinosaur-like people, and they live underground. That happens in Chrono Trigger.
Let's take a shot in the dark here for a minute. I'm not sure if that's the right phrase here, but so in this movie, they go to a world that is mostly desert and then a small little city. All right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Mario games, there's more than one world. I'm not sure if it's just one giant world, and like in Mario 3, for instance, those are just different continents, or if they're all different universes. What if, so you don't say so grounded, it's so grounded to like, you know, what this movie sets up. What if you find out, oh, there is multiple worlds. This one has more mushroom stuff. This one's a little bit more green. This one's a little bit more aquatic.
There's your ice level.
So it's almost kind of like, to an extent, something kind of like Stargate.
Yeah, it could almost be something like that. That'd be kind of sweet.
Yeah. People listen to this like, I never put this much thought into this fucking movie or what could have been a Mario sequel.
Exactly, because I think everybody watches this movie and they get this. They just expect to see fucking. I don't know what they expect to see. Super Mario World on screen.
I think.
And the only way you're going to do that's in a cartoon.
Well, I think that. Well, I mean, right now, apparently Sony. There's always stuff in the talks. They got they're apparently trying to do an animated Super Mario Brothers movie.
I like how Sony gets the rights. They're like, we fucking got it back. Look at the guy that said him and the Sega guy finally break out of that room. They're like, we made it out, man. We fucking got out of here.
Bring it back all around to our double feature.
Like, we got out of here.
We got it.
The Sega guy, he's got all the corpses of the other guys. We gotta bury these guys, boss. There's no way to go. They're fucking die in a test chamber down here.
That's on you, Mitzi. What?
Mitzi!
They get over. They go out all the way out in the woods. They're like, it's not deep enough, Mitzi. It's almost there, boss. It's almost there. It's okay. He says like, we got the bodies in there. He's like, get in the hole, Mitzi. What? Get in the hole. There ain't no room for you at Sony. But you promised me. Bang, bang. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to that Sony and Sega guy, at least.
Yeah, that Sony guy's still around. Not the Sega guy, though.
He's the one that he got even with Nintendo and bought the rights to Mario and Sega. He's like, Mitzi would have wanted it this way.
Does Mario's girlfriend have a name here?
She does. It's not Pauline. I don't remember what it is. If they had Pauline, like, okay, someone actually did do a little bit of research.
That would have been the thing to do. Because, you know, that's the one thing. Why isn't Pauline ever in any Mario game?
Here's the thing. Every once in a while you have those random days where you know you should be doing more, but you just don't. And you go on YouTube. You look up this one little thing, and then related videos, you just go down that rabbit hole. I fell down that rabbit hole of all these presumed Mario timelines and all the, we talked about it one time on the podcast. There is one that believes, I believe it was on Game Theory, that Pauline is like Jumpman isn't Mario. That's Mario's father. Because you bring in the age. I mean, the guy really, really fucking broke it down. But there's 3 Donkey Kongs. There's Cranky Kong,
Which is the original Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong Jr.,
Which
then
is
the
DK.
next Donkey Kong. Then Donkey Kong Jr.
The guy in Donkey Kong 3?
Yeah, no, like Donkey Kong Jr., like I guess, yeah, there's Donkey Kong Jr.
But that's Donkey Kong, and that's Donkey Kong we know and love today.
No, he pointed out some other things, though. I don't know what it was exactly. He really looked into his fucking, I don't know if I believe it, but it was his theory was that there's a DK, the one we all know and see on video games today. That's the third Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Jr. is another Donkey Kong. And Mario and that's why there would be no like bitter rivalry as much between between third Donkey Kong and Mario today, because that was their fathers and their grandfathers. So Jumpman was Mario's father, Pauline was Mario's mother,
and Luigi's too.
Yeah.
Luigi not get.
He found him on the fucking doorstep. Nobody wanted them. Not even Pauline wanted them. But Jumpman Pa just said, "Okay, come on in. You got nothing else going on?
Yeah, have some meatballs."
If worse comes to worse, we could always sell them down in Chinatown, Holmes. That's just saying. Just keep on like, what was that? Nothing. We'll call you Luigi.
There's this guy named Alex the Kid. You know, he's sort of into weird shit.
Alex the Kid down in Chinatown.
So I don't get it. Where does the third Donkey Kong come from, though?
He's just the third.
He just appears out of nowhere?
He's the son of Donkey Kong Jr. This is the
Okay.
third. So I mean, that's just a theory.
See, that one doesn't
A
make too much
game
sense to me.
theory, as he puts it. But no,
Because I get the two Donkey Kongs, because that's already established.
he
in the
really
Donkey
he
Kong
broke
book.
it down to I always like listening to what that dude has to say because it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always agree with him or believe it, but he broke it down of like when they reach a certain level of maturity and how long they live, and bringing in Mario's age and how old Donkey Kong is and how they would be the same. Like, so it was something to that effect. Like, no, so in Mario Kart 1, that is Donkey Kong 3, and that Donkey Kong grows up from there.
Okay.
So the one.
So is Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 3?
Donkey Kong Jr.
Is that Donkey Kong Jr. grown up again?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
Were Mario's fucking cousins like shooting him in the balls with like bug spray?
Yeah. Mario's cousin. You could even like, if you really want to dive deep, because I would actually, if you want to do a CG like Pixar style Mario movie, okay, you know.
And I think that's a place where that would not be a bad idea. A CG movie that was all Mario related. I think that could be cool.
But in all honesty, I've said this several times in the podcast. I'm probably one of the only people that wants it. I wouldn't mind seeing kind of like, I mean, it dives away a little bit from like. It dives a little bit away from what Mario mainly is, but it's something kind of like this part's just kind of unsettling right here, because this part is very real
Just
world, where they bag the girl and take her like Mario, you know. And because in like the games, it's always just kind of like he's in his flying clown car, he grabs her, Mario.
It's not just two like
time-
Brooklynite guys.
Yeah, throwing a bag over her head, take her to like a fucking beat up Chevy. You know?
Yeah, they're a rape van.
So
We got the Twin Towers in the background there.
yeah, that always throws me off when I see the Twin Towers there. It's always like, oh man. But they come back later. You see one of them when the worlds start to merge. You see one of the Twin Towers messed up and damaged. It's like, oh, that's, you know, it's one of those things you can't know then, but it's just always
Yeah.
so awkward watching at the moment. But shit, where was I going? Oh yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing like them try and do
A live action?
another stab at it. I mean, I'd love the continuation. It's not going to happen. But another live action one. It was, you know, not taking itself too seriously, but still a little bit more like, I want to see like Guillermo del Toro, like something like almost like written by Edgar Wright, directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, that would probably be pretty sweet.
Because I like,
I wouldn't say
love
this.
his
I bet
creature.
you Edgar Wright by himself. Because we already know those guys like video games. Now, I'll say this. This sounds like a weird one. They are from the UK, so the UK mostly PlayStation, things like that are more popular, and those systems seem to be Sega and stuff. Because you don't hear people over there, because I listen to some retro video game podcasts, and Nintendo did not make that big of a mark on the Europe as much as the other systems did.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that he
What's the
obviously.
kiss?
Yeah.
Fucking Scapelli doing it again.
Mindy. That's the Sega and Sony guys right there setting them
Yeah,
up.
a cameo. No, but I'm just saying Guillermo del Toro because I love his creature effects. He tries to do a lot of things practical.
Yeah.
I would like
and
to
then
see
if you
him-
had like the writing of Edgar Wright from like Scott Pilgrim, you think of like that, it's like that would make total sense.
Yeah, and I think I mean you could even just get Edgar Wright, even if they just said like one of those guys is involved. I'm here's my money, take it all. But if you got both of them together doing that, I think I'd love to see like 3 or 4 movies set in that world and just see what they do with just the weird stuff you want to think about and make connections. Because right here, this movie, Daisy is the princess. Because at the time, we only had Princess Toadstool, and Daisy was just some random princess.
Well,
from
she was in Mario
Mario
Land,
Land.
which
She
is
was-
like the weirdest fucking thing to pull for a movie.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of like, well, how many? Well, we got to give her a name. Well, the one game, I think they just assumed it was the same character, so they're just like, okay, well, this Daisy.
Because we're all like Toadstool. What the fucking name is that?
Yeah, we can't sell a hot chick on the name Toadstool, so they just went with Daisy, and I understand that really at the time. I
She
understand.
wasn't called Peach, I think, till Mario 64.
Yeah, and now
And was she even called Peach in that one?
she was
Yeah.
called Peach in Mario 64.
Okay,
that was
yeah.
that was the one like Princess Toadstool, Peach at the end.
Yeah,
Letter.
you're right. That's right. That's the very first one.
And I want to say, like, in the Game Guy theory, because now it's kind of ironic, because this movie is just like, why the fuck does Luigi get the girl? Then you're like, Daisy. So it all kind of
So
mixes.
technically, what you're saying, the writers of this, they knew before everybody else that that's the way it was going to go down.
Prodigies they were. No, but there's actually a theory. There's actually a theory going back to that like weird Mario theory. It's not one of those stuff. I don't know if I believe it all, but it's just fun to kind of look into and think about.
Mm-hmm.
They break it down. It's like a 2-part video thing that Luigi actually ends up with Princess Peach in the end, and Mario ends up with Daisy because the Mario lands are some of the later games. Those are like the last games because once he goes on all his adventures and all that. I don't remember the order of those exactly. He goes on all the adventures. Then he goes on all kind of like, okay, here's the sports stuff. Here's the competition stuff where we smooth things over. Then he goes to Mario Land to go on his own adventure. And that's where he...
Because that has different villains than anything else.
And then that's when he gets with Daisy. And that's when Luigi ends up with Peach. And they believe there's a possibility... There's some like... I mean, I don't know if I believe this shit, but it's just interesting to look into. Rosalina is like... because, there's some space and time, warp... type shit, however you want to look at it. I don't know. I got confused when he was saying it, but that's apparently the daughter of Luigi and Peach.
Huh. And then what Mario is that then in Galaxy?
Mario Galaxy, she's like, in a place where time is kind of still and all that, so she's like the daughter of...
Yeah, but is that Mario?
Mario Galaxy, Mario.
It's not like Mario the Third.
Mario the Third, yeah.
Hello, I'm Mario the Third.
Well, Jumpman. It was Jumpman, then it's Mario.
Yeah, Jumpman Mario. Yeah, but he's probably Jumpman Mario.
Jumpman
And then there's Mario, Luigi Mario, and then there's Mario the Third. Like Godfather Part 3 or
yeah,
something
and you get
like
the
that.
baby Mario. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that shit, but it's just kind of interesting to look into and think about, It depends on how much you give a shit about the characters. But,
Yeah.
Other people are like, you're trying to Da Vinci Code this shit. Now, this part was like,
These special effects at the time, though, were pretty,
pretty cutting edge.
Actually, they're still pretty good, though. Actually, I'm not complaining at all about that.
It'd be cool if they did jump through it, just make that whirl,
Yeah.
Now, maybe this could be me trying to overcredit the directors or the writers, possibly. But do you think this is possibly kind of a nod to when you, Mario, like, 1-1, when you go up to the pipe and you do the backwards jump, you go through the wall into the other world?
You talk about when you go to the world
We can
negative
skip to,
world?
yeah. Where you put your back to the
you
wall.
talk about when you skip ahead?
Yeah, when you have the options of different pipes to go to. Do you think this is possibly a nod to that? Probably more of a coincidence.
Yeah, I think it might be more of a coincidence.
Because when he falls back here, it's a backwards, and he falls backwards, and I want to say it's a backwards jump you have to do.
Yeah, because he accidentally goes whoop whoop whoop.
Well, come on, Bob Hoskins, don't be afraid of the wall. You're Bob Hoskins.
But you just look. It's like, how can Bob Hoskins not just be the perfect Mario?
It's gonna be hard. It's probably hard not to see where I'm going with this, given who's on screen right now. But at one point in time, Jimmy Cameron was going to do an X-Men movie. Guess who's going to play Wolverine?
Bob Hoskins?
Yep.
Dude, I kid you not. If just say if Bob Hoskins got like fucking ripped, he would be like.
Well, but keep in mind it was like in the '80s, and he was probably in better shape.
Yeah,
and he was.
Oh, is this an '80s X-Men movie? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was like '90s. I was picturing after this movie.
Yeah.
But I kid you not, because the thing about, don't get me wrong, I think Hugh Jackman's like the perfect Wolverine. But if they ever get another, they'll get another Wolverine. When they get another Wolverine, they should shoot for somebody who's short. Why
Yeah.
not? Like, that's the one thing
He was
that's...
short, and back when he was younger, he was a little bit more, not like ripped, but in better shape, So,
Yeah.
I think I think he is the perfect Mario for this.
And I think Leguizamo is like the perfect Luigi. Just like, they work together so well.
By the second or third, maybe he would grow a mustache,
Yeah. I think that's fine that he doesn't have a mustache. It makes him just look younger or whatnot, just the younger brother, whatever.
Now, unfortunately, this movie was just a nightmare shooting. The directors were shitty to the extras. I remember at some point they threw a bunch of hot coffee on extras from a distance. They were changing things. They originally, of all things, it was Thwomp.
There's little references all
links
throughout
and
here.
nods. Yeah. Granted, I will say this is sometimes the stuff we would kind of complain about nowadays. Like, it's a wink. It's kind of like when you go see like a Marvel movie or something, and they say something like, "It can make you an abomination," like those kind of lines or whatever.
Well, nowadays
But
it's one thing, but this, you gotta think about this.
Toad, look, I noticed that just now. Toad, it's something like that.
Yeah, some of this graffiti on the wall.
Yeah.
But there's the thing, this is the first video game movie, correct? There's nothing...
Not the first. I want to say it's like the second or third. I want to say, like, didn't Mortal Kombat come out before
No,
this?
that's 95.
Okay, didn't like Street Fighter come out before this?
That's 94.
Really? I thought this.
I think I want to say this is the first video game
I think
movie.
Double Dragon may have come out. If this
No,
is
that's
the
94
first.
too. Because I think everything in a sense. I know it's not technically a video game, but it's almost close to a
Tron.
video game. No, well, yeah, Tron is technically the original video game movie, not based off a video game, but they made a video game afterwards. But I'm gonna say it's Ninja Turtles, because Ninja Turtles had I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a comic first and foremost, and then the movies and the cartoon show came.
Compies.
But here's the thing. There was the Nintendo games and the arcade ones of Ninja Turtles were almost just as big of games as Castlevania and Mario and Contra and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You could almost say that Ninja Turtles is sort of a start of a video game movie, though I know it's based off other things.
Well, I even feel like this has like influence from like Ninja Turtles and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
just
'cause-
that very 90s kind of, just the kind of humor, the very over the topness. It's 90s as fuck.
Well, because this right here, this is the kind of movie you could literally say, "Did you love Ninja Turtles?"
That's
Hell
a
yeah.
run-on joke. You'll see that guy crash 2 more times. I never noticed that the first time. The first like 50 times I've seen this movie.
But the guy could. But this movie is
I was a
one-
teenage mammal, triple X. Even a few little adult jokes in there. Now here's one thing they kind of. I understand you work with what we got. Goombas, tiny heads, big bodies. But I want to say they had one of. Didn't Cisco say there's one of those at a Planet Hollywood somewhere?
Yeah, I think you did. I don't think that Planet Hollywood exists anymore, so it's probably in some storage unit, fucking with the Ark.
Yeah. They just get the slow zoom in. Da 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 da. Zoom away.
But you know, it's like I just love like maybe just because I'm such a big fan of like cyberpunk, and really this time period, like to this day
It's
and
very
age,
Judge Dredd.
there's very few cyberpunk movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's still like people seem to make all kinds of other things, but that's a genre like I don't know why. And I'm not talking about there's there's always those movies that's like, well, this movie's like partially cyberpunk. No. I'm talking about full on cyberpunk. We don't get enough of those. We get video games, but we don't in comics and books, but we don't get enough like full on cyberpunk, Blade Runner, this movie, Matrix.
I'm gonna say this movie's like a cyberpunk. Well, no, you can call it a cyberpunk. You definitely can, but it doesn't really have like. I'm trying to think. I guess it has some
You're in a dystopian world. They got an
dystopian
evil
world.
ruler.
I'm thinking more on
It's in the future, sort of.
because cyberpunk usually is like a little bit more. I want to say it's usually around the lines of Blade Runner to the extent where it is like not as much action. It's more. I mean, there's
No,
variations.
that doesn't have to have anything to do with it. Doesn't,
No, it's
the level
still,
of
no,
action doesn't
I'm
make a
saying-
difference.
This is a cyberpunk. This definitely is a cyberpunk, but it's not like the kind of cyberpunk you would usually see. Because usually, when I think cyberpunk, I'm thinking it's more like trying to hit a social because this is pretty broad, kind of like he's evil ruler, but it doesn't really try and tap on the how it all works. Because cyberpunk usually tries to get down of how everything works.
Well, now you're just breaking like the levels of how far it is. I think just as a core.
It is a cyberpunk.
Yeah,
yes.
it's like some people dive deeper in their movies. I mean, in a sense, you're making a kids movie, so you don't need to dive down to like extreme. You just
Yeah.
gotta know that this world and stuff's going wrong. This guy's kind of a bad leader. Mm-hmm. It's got enough of that.
Yeah, low on resources, all that kind of stuff. Plumber alert. So there is some self-aware. Bullet bills right there.
Yep. So there's a lot of things in it for like the time. Like that's a lot of little cameos and nods.
I mean, there was a point, like I said, probably like in high school, where I was kind of like, this movie's not that great. I was a kid. Now I look back on it and like, maybe if I didn't grow up with it, I would feel different. But watching it now, I mean, I can't help but enjoy this movie. Sincerely,
I
enjoy
think this is one of those kind of movies. Like, I still say that if you're a Mario fan nowadays and you've got an open mind, that's the key thing. 'Cause we live in a world of people with very like shallow minds these days.
This is like one of the best parts
I know, I
of the
love
movie.
Mario.
It just
You
kind of
guys lost?
Oh, you're smart to travel around. Did you got a weapon?
Like, no.
I just like this.
Well, you should.
This is like a very because you don't see this kind of stuff in very many movies right here, and I love people say for good reason. Fuck you. I think this part right here is just kind of funny. Just grandma with a taser who's just looking.
Well, that thing that's like, because you expect the nice grandma lady to be the safest person, and then you realize that this lady's fucking
Yeah.
gonna rob him.
Here comes Big Berta.
Mm-hmm.
Tosses this bitch right over here. Now, if she just fucking died right here, that'd be awesome.
I know.
Instead, she tasers the poor black guy driving the passenger seat right here.
Yeah, not the guy driving.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, a Negro! Jumps out. I mean, she's an old white lady living in fucking dinosaur land. You know she's racist.
Yeah, no way around that,
Just
She, sees the plumbers, these fucking wops, Oh, right here we got this. No, this lady right here, though, even though it's like, they Thwomp shoes.
See, now that's what I like,
That's how
is
they
they
get
kind
the
of
jumps.
explain how the jump works. It's like they put an apparatus
I
on.
wish they would actually use the jumps more. I mean, it was probably not in the budget, But I really wish they used the jump more. She just has like fists like, not a big deal.
It's more like the thing's like, I'm afraid that I'm gonna crash in this thing and die.
That's probably what happened.
The budget's too low for this. They said that I'm not that
They
important.
probably had her like on wires. She's like, go fuck. But she fucking sells it right there.
Yeah.
No, like she don't come back for a while. There's Toad.
So you get Toad in the movie too?
Now, Toad, it took me a minute to realize that was Toad, but if you look at it, I mean, they say his name several times. He's wearing a blue vest.
The way his hair is cut's like Toad's hat.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it has the kind of swirl thing, and they say Toad several times. So, and I assume there's more than one Toad, so I just assumed, like, I just thought it was just some guy.
Well, I think in the olden days, though,
wasn't-
you like... I don't think the knowledge of
There
knowing about
was.
multiple Toads isn't there. It's just they just...
Well, no, because at the end of every castle, sorry, Princess, sorry, Mario, sorry, Princess, sorry, Mario, Princess in another castle.
But how do we know that's not the same Toad? Like
He just like jumps to every castle like, fuck, I tried to warn you, I guess I overshot you. Maybe I should be going on this journey, but...
all I have to say is, do you ever see the multiple Toads at the same time in the older Mario games?
No, you don't, but I mean, there's always more than one. Like,
Until Mario RPG, I don't think I've ever seen multiple Toads.
Well, no, because I guess you'd see him like at there's always more than, I guess Mario 3.
Mario 3 might be the closest one.
Because every king you had to turn into a normal human again. They all had some like, here's my boy slave Toad, you know.
Yeah. They are a great bunch of slaves, these Toad people.
I kind of wonder if now I'm thinking about it, if the princess. If the princess is actually just kind of like, just the slave owner of all these Toads, because they're always there. They always look the same. Like, you don't have a name to me. You're just Toad.
We pretty much mutated mushrooms into people. And now they are our slaves. It's like a Jurassic Park theory. It's like, we own them. They're not real animals.
Yeah, they don't got rights, or just something to the effect of like, the most I'll call you is blue. You're yellow. Then there's there's like,
This right here is just a classic line.
He's
Like
getting
the
a
Mario.
massage from a hooker right here. Like, I'm surprised they got this in a kid's movie. He's getting a massage from a hooker.
Yeah. But just a Mario, and then who are you? Luigi? No, Luigi Mario. It's one of those lines that's like, maybe if you just weren't there for 93, it's like, doesn't stick
Yeah.
out, but...
Well, this movie is, it's just, just the catch, basically, I think sort of the tagline from the movie. Maybe Shy Guys right there, who knows?
I think that's what they're supposed to be, Shy
Or
Guys.
ghosts, But they just look him in the eye, they turn around, fuck, they just cover their eyes.
No, I think they're supposed to be Shy Guys just for the way that their kind of masks are.
They
Without
definitely,
saying it, but...
I think they definitely are supposed to be Shy Guys, because those guys are there later at, like, the trash cleanup and all that kind of stuff. But, they're fitting as much exposition as they can. The king is still here! He's fungus, bro! Just wherever they can fit it in. Now, this is the stuff when I was a kid. Don't get me wrong, I still love this movie. This is one of those things that I will say that, like, I do wish they got in the suits a little sooner.
Yeah, I will. There are things like that.
This is something right here where I always thought this part was kind of clever as a kid. I mean, now people like it, you can see it coming, but I just thought it was kind of clever.
Yeah, it's like they're going to execute him right now. I mean, obviously, they're the heroes of the story. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And you can see the fucking lenses on the gun. But as a kid, you don't know that.
Yeah. It's like, are they gonna die? Oh, okay, that's clever. Little Polaroid sticks out like that. But no, this part right here,
So you could almost say that maybe all these people are Toad people.
you could.
Or not all of them, but... Like,
Do they all have shaved heads like Toad?
I don't know. Some of them
probably
had
not.
hats on.
That's
But I'm just kind of throwing that out there more than anything else. It could be.
this is where you just got the street performer like, hey man, I'm Mr. Exposition here, gonna tell you all the shit you need to know. But he just looks 90s as hell. He looks like you're kind of like anti-establishment. I'm the lead singer to Man-Child or whatever. Take a few back, or half chubs.
Do you ever think that haircut ever caught on?
I don't know.
You think
Look around.
You think anybody
YouTube.
walked out of fucking Mario Brothers in theaters and just said,
I don't know
Okay.
what to think, but I know one thing: that haircut.
that haircut? I gotta get one.
That's why I was sad when they turned Toad into Goomba so quickly. Didn't get to see that nice haircut no more. I think he has a swirl around his head, even though when he is like it's like in the pattern of his scales. I think you see a swirl. Around
Yeah, I
his
think they
head.
still kind of keep it in there, just so you know.
Yeah, he's just the nice Toad. He's the nice one that's always smiling. Now this seems kind of weird. He go and do this himself. I understand you gotta introduce the hero to the villain at some point, but I will say it does seem just a little weird that he would come here himself and not send like. This seems kind of like a man. I'm not trying to kick the movie in the balls. I love this movie, but I think that they could have sent in like one more like for the sake of getting another villain in there, one of like the Koopalings or something like that.
Yeah, maybe like
Maybe get like
Wendy or something.
what's the there's the one that's I think he's kind of the main one of the Koopalings.
The bigger one that you always.
No, the one with he almost looks like Beethoven. He's inspired off Beethoven.
Lemmy.
Not Lemmy, but like Legsworth or Lemsworth. He's kind of like the evil genius one with the Beethoven hair.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as well as one, I think it's the fact is he doesn't want any middle person in the way to take that diamond. He wants stone.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to have it himself.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kick this movie in the balls though, because I still really enjoy this movie. But no, it is. I think this is a generational thing where you had to. It's really one of those movies you had to be there. So.
Well, it's even like it's just so weird that people. I don't know why people have always been so negative against this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that like realistically, like I just don't get it. Like I mean, I don't have to say it's like your favorite movie of all time, but I mean like
he just goes like, I'm gonna go for the little guy. He's the big guy.
The other guy's got a mustache on. He looks threatening.
He has much more of a brunette. He's just like, good thing he ain't wearing like a backwards cap. I'd strangle the fuck out of him. It's the little things like how he's like a clean freak. He's like a germaphobe.
Yeah, he's always cleaning himself. He's afraid of like getting disease, which once again, that's kind of like a cyberpunk theme. I like how these cops all have like leather fucking ties and weird things.
They look like they just got out of like an S&M club or something.
For some reason, that's always been like it's S&M. That's kind of like partial cyberpunk gear, no matter what.
Cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic, wasteland. This part, yeah. Now that's actually kind of a cool looking facility right there. It actually looks kind of creepy, I think. Whenever things are just all bright white like that, that's almost to me creepier than having.
Because it looks like somebody who's really insane. They're too sanitized. They're not normal.
Mm-hmm. De-evolve, yeah. No, now if we did get sequels, I'm kind of curious if we would have seen more of like what other characters will we have seen like Koopa Troopas maybe eventually or something like that. Assuming this movie did make money, you know.
I wonder how much money this movie did make though.
I wonder.
Do you think it made like?
I know it lost a lot of money. I don't think it made a lot of money.
Because it didn't cost that much to make, but.
Wait, the time was it expensive for the time?
Yeah, well, $42 million for that time period. That would have been probably
Medium range.
That would have been like an $80-90 million movie nowadays. So that still actually is quite a bit.
Yeah. Plus, everybody in this movie had a bad time filming. Apparently, there's some moments you can see like a bandage or part of a cast on Bob Hoskins' arm because he got like the part when they were driving the car. He got his arm slammed into the door. Yeah, he still has a swirl around his head right there.
Yeah. Okay, well, never mind. You want to know the exact reason why there's not a sequel to this movie?
Why?
The movie cost $48 million to make. It only made $20.9 million on box office.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Now, I was gonna say probably over time with VHS and DVD. I'm like, I don't know even about that because this movie's kind of a hard movie to come by on like DVD.
I remember I came across like a $5 bin.
And I was like, oh fuck, I gotta pick this up.
Exactly. No, just a lot of warm memories here.
It really is. It's like the whole movie itself. It's just fun. It's cool. It's something you can say like I don't see other movies out there that look like this.
Mm-hmm. And that's where some snarky internet critic would be like, "Well, for good reason."
Yeah, just like Mister, I don't appreciate being in America and getting all these choices.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say to that guy. Like, fucking go to that fucking kid in Tropic Thunder and go live with him for a while. Be grateful for what choices you got.
That's how we tell him apart. You get the harmonica. Yay!
He's like, Dad, I got a harmonica. Like, they get really close here to, like, being like, we're gonna fuck this guy over and turn him, de-evolve him.
They do. I don't know why it doesn't affect him for
Fucking
a minute.
Luigi goes and
he
kicks
just
that
goes
guy in
into,
the
like,
balls.
slime shit right there. That's nasty, yeah.
I know, just
like, we're gonna fuck some shit up! You know? I don't really know what happens right here, because eye changes for a minute. Maybe I missed this part, but yeah. It's like, yeah, fuck this, let's go! Or maybe the thing didn't
Maybe
work
we should have
before.
waited.
Yeah.
I think, well, because he's changing back to a dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, it all happens. It's not like a slow process. It's because he doesn't happen to the end. They get the scope guns, the NES scope guns, and fire them at him. I think what would have been kind of cool, though. I mean, this is once again, this is just like this is like being Captain Hindsight from South Park here. But I think what would have been cool if maybe at some point, like, it's a way you probably could have still fit it in just a little bit. But still have Dennis Hopper on screen. The ba-bomb!
Yeah, you get
the ba-bomb.
He's got a ba-bomb!
I guess this is how the fact that the king is the fungus everywhere.
So it kind of explains the mushroom part. See, like, everything's kind of explained. Mm-hmm. You know, as far as this, it's totally like the example of, like, just taking a different interpretation on it.
Remember the action figures, the whole thing with the action figures, there was zip line. That's the Mario Luigi thing's worse. That just for the scene right here.
Yeah, where they're swinging around.
But they had the was I saying regarding that? Like, I think what would have been kind of cool.
See, and then like they got fireball guns.
Yeah.
See, once again, like they're getting so much Mario stuff across in it, but just doing it in a sci-fi way.
It would have been cool if they had the little like poop, like the fire flower noise as they did it.
Yeah. Small things like that would have been kind of neat. Well, that's kind of like how like the
That's what you see in some of the fan edits, actually. Just adding in small things like that, changing the music a few spots.
Huh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's changing some stuff around. It's basically the same movie still, but I was gonna say though, a little thing you possibly could have done, maybe when he got in the little de-evolve thing, it caused it so he's kind of going back and forth. So maybe when he gets angry, he turns into like not full tilt monster, but like maybe sharp teeth,
Like looking even more like Bowser. Is what you're saying?
kind of, yeah. Because there's that part where he right between like when he's normal Dennis Hopper and he's the puppeted monster out in the little like bucket. That right there, he is like turning into like partway monster. You see it. He has big, sharp teeth. His eyes are squinted. Not that, but something to that effect. Maybe it kind of goes in and out. So you have moments like, okay, so we're still paying for Dennis Hopper, but every once in a while he'll turn into this thing when he gets pissed off or he can't control it. He's inject himself to make it go away.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be kind of cool.
Now that is totally looking back 20 years after this movie's made.
But still.
Yeah.
I kind of like how Luigi, it's like the reason why he's so good at doing computer stuff is he played a lot of video games. From
Yeah.
butt playing video games all day.
Just like, see, Mom, see?
Yeah, see what Luigi fucking achieved.
Or the action.
Yeah, I wish you achieved.
I'll show you someday, Mom. I'm just noticing they had the Fireflower gun with them. They should take that with them. I know.
It's almost like kind of like the way that Mario and Luigi are in this. It's like Die Hard 4.
This is actually
Because it's kind of that thing where like
this is a buddy cop movie. Now that I'm thinking back on it, really.
But it's just that sort of thing. The Luigi's like the computer guy and stuff like that, and then you got Mario, who's like Bruce Willis and that, fucking John McClane.
I was thinking, or it could be kind of like it is kind of like a
What
buddy
I'm saying is that Die Hard.
You said Die Hard. You said Die Hard. My mind switched to Lethal Weapon, but you are right. It is kind of like Die Hard 4 in that aspect. But I could see this being kind of like that is kind of a smart way to go. Like this does feel a little Shane Blackish right here.
Yeah, just a bit.
Not entirely, just a bit. Just kind of the dynamic between the two characters. If Shane Black did a cyberpunk kind of thing,
See, and you can also say that Mario Brothers is very ahead for the times. Look, they're all driving electric cars.
Mm-hmm. They're on. It's kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, most of them they usually have like they have that like weird wire thing. They need a constant feed going through, and they don't have brakes. They have like the bungee cords that have to stop them.
Yeah, which is kind of like
this is very Mad Max right here. All this.
Yeah, exactly. Pulling from that.
Which makes sense, because the whole world outside is a desert world. Well, if we got a sequel, maybe we would have saw more of that. I got to see like just some of the weird monsters.
Well,
and creatures.
that'd be the other way you could probably do it too. Is maybe since everything on the outside is a desert world, but maybe there is other like towns that are way farther away, and that'd be the other worlds.
Yeah, or you do just have the other worlds. You can just go to like. I don't know if we gotta go to Giant Land. I don't know if we have to go to Giant Land as much, but we could still possibly go to like. So you can go to the Waterland pretty easily. Your standard Mushroom Kingdom, water.
You could probably have like the basic ones. You could have like an ice world, like a water world. You could have.
Yoshi's
maybe
Island. This is probably intended to be like, well, it's a dinosaur game, right? Well, the only dinosaur, just the biggest game at the time was a dinosaur game. So I think that's why they have all that in here, right here. But no, I will say though that I kind of forgot how action-packed this whole driving scene was.
I got quite a bit going on in it.
This does seem kind of Lethal Weaponish though. This whole dynamic they have. I never really thought of it that way before.
Yeah, I don't know about Lethal Weapon very much. I'm more thinking Die Hard 4.
Mm-hmm. Die Hard 4. I can see that. I guess just more of just this young kid. I'm the crusty old man,
Yeah, 3 days to retirement.
Exactly. I mean, not to the part...
Then again, like, being a plumber, they're probably like, I will be dead before I'm retired.
Yeah, Mario, Bob Hoskins' Mario ain't quitting anytime soon. He loves plumbing. It's not like, this is what I'm stuck doing. No, I live for this shit.
Yeah, just like one of
What's wrong with plumbing? You got something better to do, Luigi? You think you think what Jumpman Pa did for us?
He set us up in the right place. He said, you boys be plumbers, all right?
You would be sucking dick in Chinatown if it wasn't for Jumpman Pa.
Jumpman Mario, he used to always tell us, he's like, you don't want to be in construction. I was in construction my entire life. Had to deal with a big old gorilla my whole life. He was a cranky son of a bitch, I tell you.
What about business? Business is for faggots, son. Oh Jesus, Dad! You don't gotta go though. You don't gotta use that word.
Luigi just goes like, "Well, I had this dream last night that I was this blue creature running around. Blue creature running around. What are you, a faggot?" It's because you're staying up all night playing those damn Ataris.
Sorry, this one's actually a Sega. Shut the hell up!
Because in this world, they don't got Nintendo.
Oh, the mud bath thing. Says, God, maybe it's a good... Can't wait for Jumpman to die. He's way more homophobic, way more racist than I thought he would.
Luigi, he's just from a different time, It's just,
He's Jumpman Pa! He raised us!
it was a time period where, like, you were either Italian, Jewish, or Irish. But that never mixed.
This is where I'd say some things about, like, New York, but I really don't know any of the neighborhoods or what's where so much. So
I'm basing this off movies. That's all I know about New York.
Going off of Bronx Tale, primarily.
I was thinking of Once Upon a Time in America.
I still got to see Once Upon a Time in America. It's the only Sergio Leone film I have not seen.
It's like the Jewish Godfather.
That's what everyone tells me, yeah.
Not as good as the Godfather, but it's still good.
It's Sergio Leone. It's hard to go bad with that boy.
That boy. Just a boy.
You're just a boy. Sergio, you're just a boy. Now this right here, she's a made-up character just for the movie.
Well,
What?
yeah, you gotta think about it.
I understand.
Mario literally has like 5 characters
At this time.
Yeah.
And it would have been weird if it was Cutie Pie because she was Bowser's daughter at the time. Now I think they're all just hired guns, but at the time they were his kids, I believe.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to. I thought they were still the kids. They're all the
I want to
kids.
say, then like in that case, like Bowser Jr. is like the one
Like-
that's like he's the golden child. Fuck y'all.
Well, I think it's one of those ones like Bowser had 9 kids back in the day, but he was kind of a bad father at that time period. He was like out trying to like,
Ben, he's on like a bender, just like, look, I was trying to start up my business.
you just kind of happened. You guys all came out on a litter.
I got a little stressed out. My business fell down. I got a little stressed out. Went like on a
had to compete.
8-year bender.
Had to compete against a guy taking my place named Smitty. You know how it goes. I wish I was there for you, but this kid here, but the 10th child. He's the golden one. I'm gonna do everything for him.
I always hate about it, Bowser Jr. He's like, yeah, I'll do what I want. He's always just like he is like
That spoiled
he's
douchebag.
he's like the fat kid down the street that had every single toy, and he was a piece
But he wouldn't
of
let
shit.
you play with them.
Or he'd have to. You can only, if you were gonna play with the toys, like, no, they're my toys. We're gonna play with them my way.
Yeah.
He's that kid,
Where you went to play Star Wars with him, but you wouldn't let you play as Han Solo.
Maybe
Luke
he'd come by the
Skywalker.
house. He'd come by the house like, hey, look what I got. Like, oh, cool, you got the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, I just wanted to show you. Bye! And leave.
You can't play with it.
Exactly.
Nowadays,
Granted, that
that,
kid
that, nowadays that kid would just like put a bunch of pictures up on like your like Twitter page of it, like look at me and my Millennium Falcon, it's so cool.
I never even thought about children and like Facebook and
And
like.
just being like, fucking,
But they
like-
probably do that.
I bet you they do.
I bet
probably a
kids
horrible
probably
world.
would have like like if any time because now you get adults doing that. They get like a picture of like and on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, technically I did that a little bit ago because I got like the Greg Capullo. I don't buy action figures very much, but I got like the Greg Capullo Bat Thrasher Batman like action figure because it was eyeing me there for a while. I barely buy figures anymore. I'm just like fuck it, I'm buying it. It's gonna stare at me until I buy it. So fuck it, I'm getting this thing. And then I went and finally got it. And then I sent you a picture of it. I posted on Facebook. It's flipping the bird because its fingers are posable. Because I saw posable fingers. I'm like, posable fingers? Done.
Only means one thing.
Yeah. Flipping the bird. Just always stand there eternally flipping the bird. With Dark Knight Returns, Batman standing right in front of him. I'm like, what you gonna fucking do about it?
You're like, I'm so cool. You guys can't play with him.
But no, I posted
Bye.
it. It was something to the effect of like, to those who say DC films are too dark, and just a picture of him flipping the bird. And I remember, I don't know, it was just some little fun little thing. But I can imagine kids like very just like, look at all these figures I got, just always posting that on Facebook all the time.
We know how evil children are.
Yeah. Now they just got smart. Now here's her princess gear.
Okay, and they make them all like, oh, hi there. I'm very intelligent.
That does not look like a comfortable chair. Granted, those are probably foam, like bendy spikes, but it does not look comfortable.
No, it just looks like some kind of medieval torture chair.
Yeah. The whole room looks kind of like, The whole just looks like a torture, like a torture room, like they're getting her ready for a snuff film or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that kind of actually has that look. I don't know if that's intentional.
There was a point in an original draft of the scripts, not like the original script, but like the one particular draft of the script where it was supposed to be a joking cameo, where at some point when they're crawling through the vents, they pass by Bruce Willis, who's dressed up in his John McClane outfit.
See, it's all tying around. I will say that would have taken me out of the movie just a bit. That sounds like a strange one, but it's just like, We don't need that. Don't get me wrong. I love Die Hard, but I just don't think we need to combine that with the Mario one.
And later
to me, that sounds so weird. That feels like they're taking the movie less serious by putting that in there.
Yeah, and I think that's one reason they took it out. Well, the
That's
producers...
you put that like in an airplane movie. You don't put that in like a movie like this.
The producers were, and I'm glad they took that out, the producers were really fighting the directors on this from what I read, because the directors didn't even want them in their outfits. They wanted them in their clothes like this. So they had a cop out that... Not a cop out.
You just because you saw a cop on screen, you said cop.
Yeah. There's a cop. I'm talking to Koopa right now.
There's a cop on the screen. So that's
They didn't have a cop out. They had a... They just...
Conformed?
Yeah, conformed, I guess. So they made they compromised and agreed, okay, they'll get the outfits. They get the outfits like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And I think the version of the outfits look fine. You know?
No, I think they look great. But yeah, it would be one of those ones. It'd be kind of cool if almost maybe they got the outfits like right when they
Yoshi.
got to...
Here comes Yoshi, yeah. Yeah, you're saying, though?
If they got the outfits right when they came
Out
to...
of prison, probably. Because they had to change their clothes.
Yeah. Maybe it was one of those ones.
Well, this is also the time when you would need to find an excuse
to put an outfit on.
The characters to be in their outfits. Because right now, she's basically a slave, so she wearing the princess outfit. The Street Fighter movie, which is another big example, I think, of these.
You have like no outfits.
Well,
you and Kid don't get the outfits at the very end.
Until like they're in their training gear, just for like, okay, this is our training gear. Oh shit's going down. We got to go out in our outfits. Just
like they literally had to like explain it because they're just like people in America are too fucking dumb. They won't be able to understand what outfits mean.
And then like Chun-Li basically was like slave Leia into wearing her outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of like that's the thing. The bad guy'd always be like, put this on. Now, I'm not going to lie. This part is always, even as a kid, this part has been kind of uncomfortable. A, because she's like maybe, I don't know, like right here, somewhere probably between like 26 to 30. He's Dennis Hopper. I love him. But he is very, he is very much kind of like, hi, I'm your dad. And this part, he just seems so like slimy, and so that's the point. But he seems so slimy and kind of like, yeah. He is like Mr. Rapist right now.
I guess that right there designates that we don't have any other places in this world, or at least they didn't discover.
Exactly.
They were like, we went out 5 miles in each direction. Just
fuck it. Yeah. That's a lot of sand. It's a dry land. Wink. Like this part. This part's just he's just like yeah. Like it's like this is like such a oh god. This part's just so uncomfortable to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it helps you. The character, but he has the weird little facial thing right here in a second. He's even saying things like, "You are so fresh," and
all slimy.
You want to get slimy? Let's get slimy, baby. Yeah, he's gonna do the tongue thing in a minute, and his eyebrows are gonna do a weird twitch thing.
Like, I'll fuck anything and move.
Yeah, there's the tongue thing. Yeah, there's the tongue thing. Gonna fuck. Yeah, like you just said, he's gonna do the J from like Clerks.
You mean the Dennis Hopper from?
Oh, I guess that's right. They took that. They took that.
It's actually a Dennis Hopper.
It's from a David Lynch movie, is it?
Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. No, this part.
That movie's worth checking out. Fucking weird though.
He brings back his line. This is like this part right here. Yeah, there is the facial thing. Now, when she said like no, it is kind of weird right here because he just goes totally like, nah, get her away. She said no.
I don't like to take no for an answer.
Girls, they always say no to me. I don't like it. Kick you, dinosaur.
Or where Yoshi gets kicked.
Yeah.
I thought that was the unsettling thing you were going to talk about is when Yoshi gets kicked.
Yoshi getting kicked too. It was all building up to that. That's like the cherry on top. Don't that's like kids. That's like you need a Sarah McLachlan song over that. I'll be on the angel. Like showing Yoshi get kicked like in slow motion. Dinosaurs are beaten once every day, every year. Send 25 cents to this donation to save a dinosaur.
I love this like sand buggy thing that like of course they have it for all of like 10 seconds before they decide to crash it.
Right into quicksand, I believe.
Then you get John Leguizamo's like he's like you gotta take his shirt off.
He does. They go into quicksand. Sand buggy's right there on the side. I wouldn't surprise you the least bit if that sand buggy's still probably in the desert somewhere. They just left it there.
But this desert seems like nobody goes out into it.
Yeah. No, I'm just meant like in real life when they're filming this, wherever they're at. I mean, this looks like they could have just gone down to the rock quarry, down right out of Angel's Camp, right here.
Yeah, and just film
film some mud.
Film some. What are you doing there? We're gonna film some mud.
Well, they filled it with mud, and they just filmed. Yeah, my coffee's clearly running out right now. Yeah, when these guys get smart, they're almost kind of worse, I think.
And they almost like they talk intelligent, but they have that kind of thing where they have like no outside skill still, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, just because you inject somebody with some smarts doesn't mean that like they're gonna
Street
steal.
smarts. Not like Bob Hoskins. You don't need no book smarts. He's got his street smarts in his fist. That's all Bob Hoskins needs. You got John Leguizamo. He's got some street smarts. You know, he's the young punk kid. You know, he's got it down. He's always doing.
Well, they got him tied.
But he needs Bob Hoskins to help him get through it, though.
Do you think that's like a Rainbow Road kind of like nod right there?
No, I just think he just happened to have like that's John Leguizamo's belt right there. I think that was just his. I don't think Mario Kart even out at this point.
It would have came out the same year as this.
I don't believe so. Now you think it's a model city or CG city?
I bet you that's a model with some CG smoke thrown over it. Because
Well,
at this time period, keep in mind that the only thing we really had CG was things like Terminator 2, The Abyss,
Jurassic Park well in the way.
yeah, Jurassic Park in the way, but that hadn't come out yet. So like these lower budget movies, they might have got some kind of small stuff, but it also has to be real. Like the upside is Yoshi's all full on real.
Yeah,
You
he's
could
all
say that this
puppetry.
actually beat Jurassic Park in putting a dinosaur like a really good looking dinosaur on screen.
It wouldn't surprise
It
me.
wasn't-
Not trying to bring this movie down, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was a good looking dinosaur. It sounds like a good looking dinosaur.
I want none of those ugly one. Out of the way, you.
Wouldn't surprise me if there was a halfway decent looking dinosaur on screen before this movie, but that Yoshi does look pretty good.
Now, does it seem weird that there's like the Statue of Liberty there? Because
I bet if you zoomed in, it's probably like the statue of Koopa or something.
yeah,
like that.
probably something like that. But it just looks kind of like what? Did they have French people over there too that brought him that?
Before we killed him and ate him. This is Dino America.
There used to be other countries here, but we just ate them and
And-
raped them.
This is Dino America.
See
They're the Shy Guys and the
you
Snuff
like the
gear.
black Shy Guys.
Well, look, now they totally look like just snuff actors.
Well, you get those Shy Guys though in the game that have like the black mask on. They look like they're like Shy Guys that used to work for Hitler or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, we used to have a job. At,
We
you know,
kill the plumbers. We do good, don't we?
we
I like
killed
how
the
all
Jews,
they
now we kill the plumbers.
I like how all they have is just the mask. Don't we usually have to wear like a full gear? The mask is good enough.
Steve, shut
Every-
up.
Every fucking day with this, Steve. Every day you ask that.
My name is not Steve. It's Yerheimer.
Klaus, Klaus, Joachim's yelling at me again.
Yeah, but Steve's easy to remember. It's not my fault that you transferred.
No, I imagine. Well, I want to say this movie. It's actually Dino York. I want to say that's the name of the city they're in.
Now, right here, these are the suits. If you ever had to go to a party, people always dress up as the Dumb and Dumber ones. Fuck that. Dress up as the Super Mario Brothers.
You're gonna have to get someone that's like. If we did it, I'd have to be Mario.
Yeah,
Someone
I'd
a
have
little
to be
huskier.
Luigi.
I'd have to. I may have to shave my head just a little bit, but
It's okay, you could just do it.
I would like. You know what? Fuck that. Even though I like those suits, I would like to go as just their main suits in the movie.
Yeah,
like
that'd
the
be the
red,
coolest
blue
way.
jumpsuits. I mean, you'll have like maybe two people who like, yeah, but everyone else, but regardless, the two people that got it. I mean, I'm sure people would still get it, but this day and age.
Well, that'd be the thing too. Is if you're gonna dress up as Mario and Luigi, is just to do
You gotta
the
spin it.
movie version of it. Because you never see people dress like that. They're always dressing like the game.
Oh, here's just the rifle. They're all doing like
Everybody
the,
do the dinosaur.
This is the George Clinton song. No, this is the George Clinton song right now. I think the George Clinton song. They have another song where it's. I actually do.
This movie has a great soundtrack.
I actually do like the soundtrack from. We talked about the soundtrack more on the Encino Man one. They have. I don't know this song right here. I know I've heard it before. There's the slow dance song. I want to say it's like it's not Sam and Dave. Those are classic singers. They got it's something. It's like I really like that song though. It's a real slow dance. It's like how's it go? It goes. You'll watch the movie. Fuck, I don't want to sing it, but no. The next one after that one is when they have the do the dinosaur.
Oh, is that the next one? I thought that was right here.
No, that they got something else playing right here. I don't know what it is.
No,
Maybe
Mario
it comes
gets
back.
punched
Maybe
out.
they play it. They go to the slow dance song and they go to do dinosaur. Poor Mario.
Really, he's dressed up like he's like
He looks like a.
or not Why? I mean,
Wario.
Wario. What the fuck? It's like, like almost like if you had say if you had the second movie and you had Wario in it, and like that would almost be like one of those costumes that he'd wear as like
He'd be the nightclub owner, or some shady
yeah,
nightclub owner.
it'd almost be like a penguin or something like Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah. That's what he probably would have been, I imagine. No, I like to think that if we did get that, maybe is Mario and Luigi are off in some other like world, because there's different worlds or whatever. This universe we set up or whatever. Maybe like Mario and Luigi are causing havoc. They're like they're outlaws on the run. Like why are they used to be so good? Why are they turning bad? You find out it's Luigi and Wario posing as them.
Is Mario and Luigi
stirring all this shit up? So they got to clear their name.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like a Western, a little bit kind of like The Fugitive, maybe.
Yeah, one of those kind of things.
Yeah. They get like at some point like fucking some cop from the Mushroom Kingdom played by Tommy Lee Jones pointing a gun at Bob Hoskins like, I'm innocent. I don't care.
I'm getting paid.
Fuck yeah. I watched The Fugitive like
Mario style.
Yeah. I think you'd have to make it kind of like, all right, if we do it today, who is, I'm going to say right now, if we reboot Mario Brothers, I don't know who my Mario is.
Can we get John Leguizamo to be Jumpman Mario?
Why not? Yeah, that's your good cameo. That's your good cameo.
He'll be the father.
Pa Mario. They call him
Jumpman.
Jumpman.
John Leguizamo. He's just racist, bitter,
homophobic,
hates apes.
Yeah, I hate apes.
I'm racist against apes. The gorilla people.
He's not allowed at the zoo anymore. Fuck you! Yelling at like the fucking monkeys and the kids.
You want this banana, you motherfucker?
He says, I'll go to every zoo. I don't give a shit. I'll go cross country. Go to every zoo. Tell those banana-eating motherfuckers, fuck y'all. I won. Who's in the cage? Who put you in that fucking cage?
Mario, Luigi, you don't understand. You never worked in construction before. You never had to deal with a bunch of gorillas.
He actually at some point.
No. They do this thing where like Mario and Luigi, like they hear these stories of Jumpman, but they think that he's actually just being a horrible like racist bitter fuck. He's like,
he literally
thinks a bunch of black guys are taking his job, but no. It's literally a gorilla.
Then he actually even went on like some safari to like go like hunt. He like go like hunt gorillas for like zoos and whatnot, and like like test like animal testing and all that. Just like, here's your pay. No, I do this for free.
And then like it was like your cousin would understand. He had to deal with the same problem in the pest control business. There was always an ape in your way.
He was I think what was his name, Roy or Ron. Roy knew his shit until he started huffing his own pesticides. It was too much for him.
He ended up dying. I buried him. It was a sad day.
With a can of Raid in his hand.
There was nobody there to the funeral. The Mario family is a very small one.
Of course, though, we gotta get a package in the mail. What's in it? A fucking banana peel. Those motherfuckers knew it.
I hear they got this whole country called Donkey Kong Country. I'm gonna go there and exterminate every last one of them.
It's my dying wish, Mario. Shit, this is your final movie. Their father is the father.
And he teams up. Jumpman, it's sort of this weird thing where Jumpman teams up with King K. Rool. Because he's like, this guy, he knows what's going on.
Oh, you can't. That was just one gorilla. It was his father. It's just like you can't hold them all responsible. You weren't there, Mario. You weren't there. This was my nom.
And when I got rid of the father, the son came after me with bitter revenge.
Oh God, I want to see this movie now. It's kind of like
it's John Leguizamo playing this guy the whole time. Like, how badass is that?
Well, it's kind of like, I didn't know this at the time, but in like Mad Max Fury Road, the guy playing Morton Joe, that's the villain from
that's
the
toe
original.
cutter, yeah.
I didn't know
that when I first watched it. I heard that afterward. I think I heard Kevin Smith
and that's
said
like a love letter to your own shit right there. That's awesome. It's nice.
A love letter to your own shit.
Oh, you know what I mean? That's not in a bad way though. It's kind of like a good, bad, the ugly kind of thing, and for a few dollars more. Or if you want to bring it more modern, Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Getting the same actor just playing different characters in the same series.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't see that too often anymore. And that'd be awesome to do that. Just kind of a little nod to the original Mario. Not that a lot of people want it, but fuck it, I want it.
Yeah, I want it, goddammit. We
Good enough.
We live in this kind of age where you almost might be able to, because you see these like Kickstarter things get funded for things that people never thought anybody wanted, like a Shenmue 3. It was one of those ones, I think Sega just kind of wrote that off, like, well, people, they bought the first one, they seemed to like it, whatever. And the second one, we decided, fuck America, whatever. And then we decided, let's throw it out there later on, and, forget the series.
They love to give Dennis Hopper, we skipped out the whole part with, like,
we really got, like, way lost in the Jumpman movie.
Big Barda, like, the part where she helped them out. Big Barda was actually a fish in Mario 3, I believe. I think she was a boss. in that. But this right here, I noticed they love to give Dennis Hopper his monologues. They really wrote some, like, give Dennis Hopper a lot of fucking evil monologues. And then he apparently just spent this whole time in his trailer. When he was on set, just in his trailer, like, fuck this movie, fuck these directors. That's like Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, apparently in his autobiography, John Leguizamo said this is where he started drinking really heavily while filming this movie.
He's like, Bob Hoskins led me to drinking.
I just want them to know. I mean, maybe I'm not sure if it would make it any better for them, but well, one of them's unfortunately passed. But John Leguizamo, I want to let him know, like, if you ever by chance hear this, thank you for this movie. I know you had a lot of personal suffering, and I don't mean this in an ironic way. Thank you for this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you might not like this movie, but this is your best movie, and no matter what, it's always going to be.
To us, he's just like, fuck you, this ain't my best movie. He's had, like, one-man stand-up shows and one-man acts and all that. He's
Was it One Man as Luigi?
No, he even said
No, exactly.
One of those shows, though, he went up there, he was talking about his girl, he was talking about this girl he was seeing at the time, and he said something to the effect of, like, baby, I got some problems. Oh, you got some problems? You got some problems? Here's my fucking problems. Hey, you're bad at fucking. He goes down the list and like, C, Super Mario Brothers sucks. And then then the whole crowd cheers. Just don't take his side.
See, I'd be that guy in the crowd like, boo, fuck you, John Leguizamo. I mean, I love you, Mario. I mean, just be like, you're the bomb in Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that's how, like, Affleck gets you're the bomb in Phantoms. You're the bomb in Mario. Or you ever just say to, if you ever, like, hit, like, John Leguizamo on a bad day, he says, like, you just put your hand on his shoulder, nothing's impossible, Mario. You just gotta believe,
man. See, that's to me, like, John Leguizamo's like, there's so much great stuff. It's like, how could you...
What was your introduction to John Leguizamo? Because at this point in time, you didn't know off the top of your head, John Leguizamo at this age. This is kind of like everything
I'm
by
gonna
him.
say this, I don't think a whole lot of people knew who John Leguizamo was before this. I don't...
Well, he was kind of starting off. He was young when he was
Well, that's what I
doing
mean,
this.
though. I mean, like, so this... I think this was kind of a big movie for him, whether he thinks so or not. And it's like, I think the movie, okay, yeah, maybe he had a bad experience on set. The movie didn't do so well at the box office.
There they are in their...
This right here is just what you
Well,
want to see.
If we ever do go to Comic-Con again...
We should dress up like
together,
that.
Yeah.
That'd be a badass, like, one to do.
Now, this part's a little silly, but, you know, it's fun.
I mean, yeah, it's...
Elevator. It's a kid's movie. Let's not forget that. This is a kid's movie. It's
Yeah.
it's just a kid's movie with a little bit of, like, adult humor here and there. They do look a little bit more, like, dirtied up, you know, even though they just changed. I wonder if there's, like, other scenes they didn't make in the movie, because they do look dirtied up for being just fresh suits, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I am curious to know the original script, because the original script, it was about Mario and Luigi going across the kingdom trying to get a hold of, like, these artifacts that would create this crown that would grant you all this power. And it was Mario, Luigi, and Toad, and apparently the original draft, they said it was too dramatic.
Huh.
Which, that sounds weird, being too dramatic for something that came out back in, like, 1992, 1993. So I want to know what that original script was. You know, there's, like, these file cabinets of scripts that are never made. It kind of makes me think, like, there's, like, Justice League scripts just sitting there, not being made. You just kind of wonder what this would have been. There's a Cowboy Bebop live action script written by the guy who wrote The Town.
Sitting in the fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, so
Well, you know, the upside of nowadays, though, is we do every once in a while get where people take those scripts and they go, here's the what if one. We'll put it in a comic book, because comic book doesn't cost a whole lot to make, but that really gives us a vision of what this could have been.
One of the things they first started doing, I think, was the Kevin Smith, like, Green Hornet ones. I mean, there's probably other ones before that. There's that. They had like...
They did that Star Wars, the original, like, draft version.
They had the Frank Miller RoboCop scripts that were turned into, like, it's just straight from the script turned into a comic.
Because I think that's the kind of thing to do, is just take a script, don't change anything in it, just literally keep it word for word, and just turn it into, like, what the movie could have been. And if a comic just, it doesn't cost that much to do, you know what I mean? I mean, how much you pay a couple guys to fucking write, or you don't even pay a guy to write it, you're paying a guy to draw it and a guy to, like, color it and so on. You know, where, if you made a movie of it, you gotta spend $100 million or something this day and age almost, but, like, for a comic book, you could probably spend a couple $1,000, pay for these guys to live another month.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done, like, the Superman Lives comic book adaptation of that yet.
I know, they got that documentary supposed to be coming out, like, any day
I really
now.
want to see that. I really want to see that documentary.
Yeah.
Just because after seeing, like, some of the artwork, it just, at first it sounded like a disaster, but then after seeing the artwork and hearing them talk about it, like, actually it sounds really goddamn interesting. I want to know.
Yeah, so that's gonna be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Just raw meat.
Straight up raw meat. There's I'll fucking eat that shit. Bring it here. Give the dinosaur something to eat. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know.
Poor guy.
Poor Toad. I'm trying to help. What the fuck do you want? This ain't the Ritz. I got a harmonica attached to my head. It's not like they fucking give me any real. They just give it. This is my fucking payment. I got a harmonica. All right?
Yeah, I should be grateful. I'm surprised I didn't take this and just melt it in front of me.
Yeah. This right here. This lady. Now, I think this is the scene where she pulls out a knife once Toad leaves the room. This is always just this lady right here. I mean, we're gonna get a nod to the Yoshi thing. That is Yoshi in a second. I mean, they already said his name, but
It's not like
this
eating
part, like,
anything and laying
she gonna
eggs.
les out? Are they gonna les out? This whole scene, though, this is one of those like. She's just such a weird character.
Look at that pillow back there too. It's got spikes on it. Everything's got spikes.
I think it's just like that's how you know it's evil, or you know it.
Yeah.
They like pain here or whatever.
Yeah.
This lady's just such a weird character. I think she's like, I'm the evil lady. You know, that's her character, evil lady. That's as far as we got.
Do you have a name? Yes, it's Evil Lady. Blah, 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 blah.
I want to say, what was it? There's the
He
tongue.
does at the time. I forgot about that.
You forgot about this part? Oh yeah. This
Yeah,
part
no, I
as a kid,
remember it
like,
now.
oh my god, is he gonna actually fucking eat her as a
He
kid?
just eater goes, you know,
It shits out an egg.
it just looks kind of nasty.
It's like they make it like he's hunched over and just like
Oh!
like just like hold on it like one single like a steady cam, one shot, just this
No,
like,
not even a steady cam. It's just on like a tripod.
one shot, yeah, one shot, just oh.
The egg is just like larger than his body. You're questioning how.
like, coming out slowly, like he's like just dropping this massive turd, and then we cut back to everything else going on. Then we cut back to her,
And then he picks it up and he goes like, yeah.
has like little aimer thing.
Yeah, no, that's still like past this movie, but
Dirt. I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just
that
really.
guy just he just looks like some of those guys you
He's
do in
the-
high school that like they have that exact same face.
Yeah, he does actually. That one. There's that one kid. There's that one guy who's just never really happy, and he'd be like, "This sucks." That was that Koopa right there, or that Goomba.
You know, so when you look at some of those Goombas there, some of them look like they're supposed to be like Koopas. They look more like.
I think though the snout ones, the snout nose ones.
I think those are supposed to be like Koopas.
Possibly, yeah.
Like that guy on
the
the
one on the
left.
left there, yeah, holding Iggy. Which I've said this before. If you do the reboot, I mean, granted he has to be down for it. Get Iggy Pop for Bowser.
Oh my god, that'd be the perfect one.
Like I don't know if he's doing like at some point he could just be kind of like what you could do maybe because you know they need a person on screen there for a while. I'd be fine with it just being a monster, but if you gotta get someone on screen, just get Iggy Pop as Bowser, throw some spray paint some scales on him.
Yeah.
At some point, here's my final form, like Dragon Ball Z, and turns into a big dragon or something.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
You know, I'd be all down for that. Cause that guy, he ain't Iggy. He's too silly to be Iggy. Iggy's all fucking. Oh, actually no. All right, the real Iggy Pop. I don't know, because the character was always like, "Well, I'm wacky," you know, because that character wasn't used. I think all the Koopalings were inspired by different like celebrities. One was Beethoven, even though he was fucking dead. Iggy Pop was Iggy, obviously. Spike, I don't know who Spike was. I want to say he was some '80s rocker. They're all inspired by
Wendy.
somebody.
Who's Wendy based on?
I might be wrong here. I might be pulling. I want to say Wendy was maybe Madonna. I don't know.
This is more like Miss Piggy, if anything.
Miss Piggy. It could be Miss Piggy. I don't know. I just want to say because she had. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's entirely true, but they're all inspired by like I think most of them were inspired by musicians. But
That can be true. That's a very common thing in video games is to have a lot of characters named after it. I know in Chrono Trigger they have some bosses. One's named Flea, one's named Slash, one's named Ozzy. Mm-hmm. You know, you see that in other things too, where they have these kind of references somehow, some way.
the other ones I first said, I know those are true, but the Cutie Pie, I'm not entirely sure. I think I heard Madonna, but that could be wrong. So this part this almost seems like a filler spot right here.
I mean, we gotta have faith in the fungus, Mario.
Oh yeah, actually no. There's something does happen out of the scene because they do have the fungus trampoline.
Yeah.
That's right, because Mario has trouble believing in the Force. In this case, the fungus.
Yeah, you just gotta believe, Mario.
And Mario's got to say like this part right here. Like, this is one of those things. Like, as a kid, I was like, "How the fuck's going on? What's going on right here?" You know?
And he finally bounces up. Because, you know, kids love trampolines.
She's like, "How is he doing this? How is he doing this?" You know?
It's like, wow, look at the... Well, you wouldn't say special effects when you were a kid. Look at the magic.
Mm-hmm.
Movie magic.
Come on, you're Mario. You can jump. You can fucking jump. Go shit.
Mario, I'm fucking joking. I'm playing a... I'm a horrible fucking brother.
I'm sorry. That's what you get for lying to me about Jumpman, you fat fuck! As he drops down to his death.
Jumpman Mario.
You're dead to me, and you're dead to the rest of the fucking world! That's what it's like. That's what you get for believing in our father!
I just also picture Jumpman. He's like living in a just shitty apartment, drinking like a thing of scotch and smoking
himself.
cigarettes. Yeah.
Just staring at a picture of Pauline, like, one day, I'll get you back. One day.
It always just cuts to the. It doesn't really show much of it. Like just like he's on top of a building, like no Pauline. She's like looks like she's falling, but you never can really make out what's going on. Just you see like just a scary picture of like Donkey Kong.
It's just always that, but then later we see the full entire picture. Donkey Kong captures her, then she like kisses him on the cheek. Donkey Kong looks him in the eye, smirks. That's actually the full thing comes undone right here. Your mother never died. She's just dead to me. She's on that island.
And then you just see like that happens, and Mario just takes a hammer and just starts like pounding down the ground like it's breaking apart off and knock off both Pauline and Donkey Kong at the same time.
This is what you did to me!
I'll raise these two little bastards on their own.
It's playing some like heavy like Latin choir, like orchestra, like lostness, you know.
And then one day he just breaks down like, Mario Luigi, I gotta tell you something. He's on his deathbed.
Your mother was a whore.
And I fucking killed her and that Donkey Kong motherfucking gorilla.
Luigi's like, you son of a bitch, what'd you say? You heard me, you fucking mistake.
He slaps him.
Yeah, it's like, you fucking heard me. That was the good one. He points at Mario.
He's like, I wanted to raise you two right, and I didn't want you to be raised by a furry loving whore. Show some goddamn respect.
If you ever go and play soccer or kart racing with some fucking ape, you are fucking dead to me. Don't you ever go playing sports with an ape.
They always fucking cheat.
And they always drive the fastest car. Granted, it's not good at turning, but it's really fucking fast. And if he rear ends you, you're fucked, and he's gonna pull the shell on you. Wait, how do you shut the fuck up? These are my last words. This part right here, I think is we're coming up right on. I think that's
The part where they go on the, like, where they save the rest of the girls?
I think they're about to. Which that part, there's. I get it. We get some action. I'm not gonna like totally down the movie for one little scene. But there's one chick like, "Hey Mario!" Just like, "Hey, there's my boyfriend sneaking up. He's gonna save us."
It's more like once like Mario comes to his room, he's like, oh shit, this is all Luigi. These are all the girls I dated in the last year. What are they all doing together?
Yeah.
I mean, I told him I'd call him back. I fucking lied.
You know me. You know what Jumpman Pa always says.
He always
never go back.
Never go back. Never surrender.
He actually he like pulls up the back of his shirt, has it tattooed across his back.
I remember as a kid, you're like going like, that's her father?
Yeah, it was my father. Well, sir, it's so great to meet you. I think he goes for the handshake in a minute here. Yeah, I think it's right here.
Yeah, just like
Trying to do the awkward kind of like, hey, so we're trying to be funny.
So,
and kind of I would address how ridiculous this is, you know.
If you don't mind, I'm trying to date your daughter.
Yeah, I mean everything's still all good downstairs, right? I mean she looks good, but I mean granted, I mean they only known her. Technically, I'm thinking about because you're in a movie, you just take it, but they've only really known her for a night. Now that I think about it. And he's madly in love with this girl. Granted, that's some shit you go through in the middle
Has
of
it
the
been
night.
2 days? Wasn't it like overnight?
No, because maybe it was overnight, but this is like the first time they've seen her since the date. They went on the date.
Yeah.
She got kidnapped. They've been there for maybe 2 or 3 days. This is the first time they've seen her since the date.
I guess
Yeah.
that's true.
So, there's Dennis Hopper being Dennis Hopper. Now I'll say for a long time, because this is my first introduction to a lot of different actors. I mean, Bob Hoskins, I'm like, that guy looks familiar. But then it's like, oh, Roger Rabbit. Like, oh, yeah, that is the guy from
Sounds
Roger
weird. I
Rabbit.
almost want to say I saw Roger Rabbit after this movie, though.
I saw Roger Rabbit first. And I will say, though, this was my introduction to Dennis Hopper and John Leguizamo. Same movie I saw them in. I was like, oh, that's Koopa, or that's Luigi.
So yeah, it's not
And
Easy Rider, it's
I remember
Koopa
seeing-
Rider.
Yeah. So I remember seeing like it's like a fucking turtle shell is what takes him out at the end of the movie. It's fucking Mario and Luigi.
There's that motherfucker.
It's Mario and Luigi. It's fucking
They
like
got the flame gun.
it's like Bowser and Donkey Kong. You know. Just take, it's very simple.
It's fucking Grandpa, or not Grandpa, but like it's Jumpman
Jumpman.
Man Mario. Just in a beat up shitty truck.
There's one! You thought you could fucking get away from me?
You fucking ape!
Yeah. Well, that's a little racist. No, he's literally a fucking ape! People stop putting fucking words in my mouth!
I love black people!
I dated a Negro girl once! You can just say black girl.
It was a good time!
You can just say black girl, it's fine. What?
It's the same fucking thing!
This part right
I could be calling her a different word, but I'm thinking about people's feelings!
Yeah, I've evolved with the times, unlike some fucking apes. Like, it's right here, this part, right when he goes in, it's just like, hey, Mario! Of all things you could do right here. But whatever, it leads to a little action scene.
Because these literally have to be everybody that Mario dated, because why else are they captured?
They're just going around capturing random Brooklyn girls.
Oh, I guess that's true. For some reason I thought everything was revolved around Mario.
Mario. And I think it could be, he just maybe gives them all a look like, shut the fuck up, my girl, he's right there, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, oh, I guess that's true, because
random Brooklyn girls, and like, that might be one of them,
I remember being a kid, like, watching this part where they gotta take the mattress and slide down the fucking tube or whatever. Just being like, that looks so awesome.
With the
Kinda
Joe
mind-
Satriani song playing.
Oh, yeah, that's
very
right.
good is the line they say right there. Got the Koopa, the well-illustrated Koopa picture right there. I want that in my
That'd be a
room.
sweet poster to have.
Yeah. No, I keep on going to say, but I keep on forgetting because I just see something else and it reminds me. For a while, Dennis Hopper was always Koopa. So when I first saw Speed for the first time as a kid,
Well, that's Koopa and Bill.
yeah, no, I said.
Actually, I think I saw. Strange. That sounds weird. I think I saw Speed before I saw Bill and Ted.
and I said, I said to my dad, oh, so they're gonna stop Koopa? My dad looks like, the fuck did you just say? They're gonna stop Koopa. He was Koopa in Mario Brothers. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, you're not my son. He didn't say that, but it was
He's
in his
like-
eyes. It was in his eyes. He just
Your
took a
dad
big.
just looks, he gets in the car, he's like, gets on the phone, like, Jumpman, I need to have a smoke and a beer. You won't believe what the kids are into.
He's talking about the Bills and the Teds and the Koopas. There's a time when we like this.
Did you ever go?
I think this might be a nod to actually going down the warp pipe.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. Did you ever go to any of those water slides where like you had the mats that went down these tubes like this?
And you thought of this?
That was all I ever thought of.
Yeah, I always thought of that. Now this part.
It's really when you watch this like the movie, it looks like they're not going that fast, but
No, they probably had to speed it up a little bit. That looks like fun though.
it looks great though. We should.
I
Go to
wonder
Mattress
how
and
they
find a
filmed
giant
that. They probably would if there's just another mat in front of them or one. I mean,
They
I
could've
don't,
done
I don't
that,
see
like-
tracks. I don't see any tracks for a camera going backwards. So
They might have steady cammed it. And
Yeah.
probably what they did is they probably just used like a certain length of pipe and shot it over multiple times.
what if Goombas just died horribly, like just stabbed in the chest, like
Those spikes, like,
the Joe Satriani song still playing, like haha, we're having a good time.
where one of the Goombas leans over and just like, and there's subtitles that says like, please
Tell
make
my
me-
wife.
tell my wife, I love her.
This part, oh fuck, yeah, bam, fuck
Right here,
yeah.
just lands on spikes, and there's two of them. They're like, tell my wife.
One like it's just like partially like just jammed in the side of his neck, just like off it. This one's like looks like he's fucking the other in the ass, writing it out there. Now for a while they always say he says to get the Devo guns ready. For a while they're saying the evil guns. I'm like, you do better than that. Evil guns. Like okay, Devo
Oh
guns.
yeah, devolve.
Brrr, that part looks so like this part. All right, that part's a little cheesy, but it's fun.
Yeah. Or like all these things.
That one guy, there's the guy. He's gonna crash again.
Oh,
Whoops.
there he is. Whoops. And then
I don't know if that's time number 2 or 3, but yeah.
It's the second time I've seen it, but we've kind of spaced out and went on to fucking the Jumpman movie.
Let's make the Jumpman movie.
The
Fuck.
Jumpman movie I'm looking more forward to than anything else now.
Yeah. Now this right here, I want to say, because they both pull up the Bullet Bill, because the Bullet Bills are the chargers for the boots, I believe.
Is that what it's used for?
The Bullet Bills are chargers for the boots, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He's gonna hand one over to him in just a second, because they're grabbing
Yeah.
that, he's grabbing the thwomp, and they chuck the shoe out of him of all things, which I would like to see him just use the shoes more to, there, see, we got Bullet Bill.
Yeah.
But yeah. Viva monkeys! Ha 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 ha! Yeah. So you can see he just doesn't care. He's like, I don't fucking care. Fuck you. Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, he's in the bucket, so we're almost at the end of the movie here. Actually, he hops out of the bucket.
What
He hops out
happens in the fucking Jumpman movie when like Bowser realizes he's like, you know that you are a fucking monkey, aren't you? He's like, I never evolved from a fucking monkey.
Yeah. Don't you call me that! He sees like planet.
I was put here by God and Jesus.
I'm on a mission from God.
This was like, Dad,
Don't you ever? He's all like,
but Dad, you never talked about you were religious. No, but it's the only thing I have to believe.
it's just he goes to church and he says like, this is like he says like,
Yo,
yeah, we're taught evolution.
Padre, you don't believe in fucking monkeys or like what we evolved from, right? No.
No, my son. Good.
Sounds like a good place to be. You look like a kind of fellow. What do you drink? You like scotch?
I don't drink, my son. Oh, come on. You fucking God, your fucking Lord or whatever the fuck. He's made out of wine. You could drink. Come on. You know
Come
that
on,
guy's fucking.
let's go get you a hooker.
Man, this altar boy right here, right? Right. He knows what I'm talking about. This guy in the front row gets it. Sir, can I just finish the Sunday service?
So you just barged in here and did not care about anybody else around you.
There's
Yeah, it looks
press-
like a stupid place to hang out anyways. Fucking bunch of queers.
it's a pressing matter. We gotta kill some fucking apes. I think what started this the whole day, like young Mario, young Luigi getting in the back of his like fucking his beat up Toyota. Actually, no, he'd be driving a beat up Ford. He drives
Yeah,
American.
he's American.
He drives American. He'd be driving a beat up Ford.
There's one thing I fucking hate is Japanese people.
and cars. and like Luigi.
That's how the Mario movies just salt their own creators.
And then, like, Mario's sitting in the passenger seat, Luigi's sitting in the back of the pickup because he's not allowed in the front seat, And, everyone's like, so, what'd you learn today at the school, huh? What'd you learn at the schoolhouse? You beat up any of the brown boys? Huh? Did I tell you about that one kid give you lip? Did you beat him up? No, I didn't. Okay, well, there's always tomorrow, right? What's going on? And he says, like, so what, did you learn anything? You looking up them ladies' dresses? Not yet. Like, you ain't my kids, I swear to God. I did learn something. Yeah, what was that? I learned that we all came from monkeys. Slams on the brakes. The fuck you said?
The person behind him gets in a car accident.
The guy, like, he's just like, the fuck was that? I just got this car. He's like, hold that thought, boy. Don't you fucking move. Gets out, beats the shit out of the guy right in front of his own
Just
kid.
takes his hammer out of the back of the...
What? Starts hitting the fucking windshield. He just gets up and he's like, goes back. He's just like, all right, where were we? Opens the back window. Luigi. Yeah? You did not come from a monkey. Grabbed Mario by the face. You did not come from a fucking monkey. Say it. I didn't come from a monkey. Say it. Like hits the dashboard with his hammer. Say it.
Just shatters it.
I didn't come from the bomb.
Well, we kind of forget, there's a part where when Koopa gets knocked into, I don't know what it is, fucking a crane lift of some sort, but it's almost like he's in the flying pod.
Yeah, it's like that. I think it's a nod to it. We got the bomb here, and I'll say this is a little silly. He's just like, this is a major stroke of luck. Let's stand here right for a minute. I wish kind of Mario had a gun. We could have a little bit of a shootout right here.
Yeah, and they're shooting the flames and they're like hitting each other, and that was like kind of like defending it.
I still like this scene. Come on, Knucklehead, I got this shit. Come get it. Yeah. He just took the shoelace because Luigi had to run off. That would be bothering me the whole time because one shoe would just feel really loose fitting, so that'd just be bothering me the whole time.
Yeah, I would never be able to do that. That would be a totally
like the whole universe, the whole fate of the universe would be fucked if it was me because like I can't do that. Why? Because my shoe's gonna be uncomfortable. I gotta focus.
There's like those little movie things that always happen. Like the one thing that this bothers me more than anything else as a small thing in a movie.
That chick always has a cigarette, I noticed.
Yeah, she's always smoking. But when characters in movies just walk through rivers and ponds with no
That
care
would bother
whatsoever.
me so much.
Well, yeah, because you know if you've ever stepped in a pond or a lake before, those shoes are not going to be dry for 3 days, especially if you're wearing them.
What's worse than like wet shoes, like makes an impression, haha. What's worse than that? Like how the earrings are totally fine right
But the
there.
thing is, it's like, okay, if it happened to be that was the only way to escape, like fucking Jason's coming
Yeah,
after you, that's
I get
one
it.
thing. But when you just say like, huh, let's go over the cross there and just go splash, 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 and you're looking like you could have crossed with those rocks right there.
Yeah, it's that, or it's like one of those things. What bothers me is, it's one of the stupidest things I cringe at. It's like when you get wet jeans. One of the worst feelings to me is wet jeans
And they like
clinging.
suck to your like body.
Yeah, that's one of the worst feelings.
And
to
those
me.
don't dry. And you see the movies all the time. It's just like that bothers me.
Now they
There
got
you
the
go, there's some
merging,
CG right
doing the
there.
merging. Yep. Now I want to say that Koopa merges in a scary way. Like he does an exorcist, his head starts spinning or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm kind of curious. Like I see this movie. I'm just kind of curious where the other ones would have went. I'm hoping they would have stuck more to the games and done things from the games.
But I'm not gonna lie. I would love just to see more of this type of world and this interpretation of it. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those ones like nowadays we live in the kind of world where hopefully you might be able to get multiple interpretations of things. I mean, you look at like we get all kinds of variations of Batman. We get Kitty Batman. We get ultra realistic Batman. We get dark Batman. We get there's just different ways. So why not?
Yeah, why not get another Mario? We've seen kind of like happy-go-lucky Mario for some time. It's kind of shocking. We actually got to see. There it is, with the Twin
Yeah,
Towers.
but there's a hole in it.
With the how many times we get Cyberpunk Mario? You know?
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's like I don't know what people are. I don't know. Just people just want to complain about everything nowadays. We live in a horrible time period. I don't mean to say it like in a bad way.
It's not a horrible time period.
Well, I
but
think it's
mean,
more horrible. Just the people around us just are. We live in a great time period. Is really what it is. But people, nobody's having a good time.
There he
I
goes
think that's the
again.
problem about it. See, a fucking monkey there.
There he is! There he fucking is! We get Dennis Hopper's terrific line the way he delivers it. There you go. He seems very easily entertained, like, ha, that's cool, for being this evil king.
I'll say this: he lives in a world where he's never seen it before.
No, he's had to see. He knows they're there. He knows they're there.
He knows they're there, but like,
I guess whenever he devolved people, he'd always see. Whenever he devolved.
well, no, because they turned into dinosaurs in his world.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say. I just realized that.
That's what I mean. Maybe that's why he's so happy.
I finally got to see a monkey. Now he's like, actually, I don't want to kill him. I like monkeys. Trust the fungus. That'll be on the poster. That's the tagline for the movie. Trust the fungus. Mario holding a small little mushroom in his hand.
Well, just when he just eats it.
He just turns big. Like, what if he turns like Hulk big? Like, like what the fuck? All the cops like just pull guns, take out Mario. Oh. And
got scared, sorry.
There we go. There
Yeah.
we get our exorcist like head spinning. That's how you know he's that much more evil. Now, Mario's like, fuck. That was some shit. I want to say this is where we get the guy slamming on his brakes right here. God, I'm doing the thing I hate in audio commentaries. They're just like, here's the thing that you're watching right now.
Let me just like narrate what's going on.
No, but I do think that Toad finally got to do something right here. But
He saves the day.
do you think when they got the scope guns, do you think that was just like, well, we get a discount on these because it's a Nintendo property, or do you think like we'll just use these?
It's probably a tie-in thing with Nintendo because like the scope gun when it just came out, I think it came out in '93. So much good stuff came out in '93. I think that was one of the best years, like one of those like really high years of not only video games but also movies.
Clerks also came out in '93, didn't it?
'94 technically.
'94.
But I mean,
Sundance '93.
You probably would have got it like if you went to, there, but the rest of the world wouldn't have seen it though.
All these small characters coming back to actually do something in the movie. That's the laugh that was in the trailer. That was a big laugh for it. Remember in the trailer they had "I got the power" playing throughout the trailer.
Oh yeah,
And all
that's
these
right.
all these quick cuts to like him firing that right there. John Leguizamo doesn't look like he gives a fuck. He's like, whatever.
Maybe because it's like that apparatus is scary. He's just like, oh.
I wouldn't blame him. And probably they didn't really have like, given the way I hear the directors treated people, they probably weren't treating him that well. It's like, I don't care. You're not famous yet. Figure it out.
'90s. Nobody has any like.
Yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about. Earlier, I mentioned maybe he could have had this condition where he looked something like that right there. Not fully like that.
Yeah, it makes him almost look like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. But I mean something
But
kind
like that, that looks really cool though.
Yeah. What if like at the end
Fucking
of the movie?
Reebok ad on the bottom of that.
Yeah. You gotta make money somehow. I get it.
Exactly.
Like maybe at some point, like the third act of the movie, he
He
just
just
kind
looked
of
like
walks
that the
around,
whole
like,
time.
yeah, like where's the plumbers? You know?
Yeah, that would have looked really cool.
He wouldn't even have to act that hard. He'd just be like, where's the plumbers? You know, just chew the scenery up like that. Now we're gonna get like Puppet Bowser in a minute. Or I think the other one looked cooler because this looks literally just like. I wouldn't even think Bowser. I just think some monster. I'm watching this movie, so I'm like, okay, well, this is a movie, so it's probably supposed to be Bowser. But
No, it just looked. Yeah.
it just looks like a generic kind of like, bleh, you know, just like an angry-looking dinosaur.
It looks like it's missing the rest of it. It's just like.
I will say it looks kind of, like not xenomorphic, but almost looks. Now it's going to turn into a normal T-Rex for a second before it melts, but it looks kind of like. For a second, it looks kind of like just this weird design, kind of like the alien monster for a second.
We
You
get
know
like
what I
our
mean?
abyss effects right here. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it just looks almost like an alien-like monster. Mm-hmm. And they just like built a bunch of like.
Sort of xenomorphish to an extent.
Yeah.
It's always kind of weird because you see all these weird looking extras that you'll see like one or two that look normally dressed. They don't have like spikes coming out of their head, and they don't have like.
That was like where somebody walked outside like, we need a couple extra people in here. Here's $50. Who wants $50?
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Are we in Los Angeles? Why is everybody talking like Brooklyn? Yeah, just you kind of pick it up.
He's gonna. It's the set. It's like it's the Dino Brooklyn in there. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we're back. Clearly, you don't want $50. Get the fuck out of here.
Just for people who want to work. It's like when you see like the one or two people in there who aren't like in some crazy outfit. It's just like, what are you doing there?
Yeah, just like, well, we need a couple regular people just to like balance it out.
Just took us to destroy. I would like that a La Koopa where he's holding the chainsaw.
Yeah, that was badass. You see, when we see these cool posters and movies, then you kind of go like, where is that? Why don't they make that so we can go out and buy it?
All it took was to kill one man. Too bad we didn't do it sooner, right, guys?
Yeah, I guess we could have done it. We didn't have to invite people from another world to do it, but
That part's
was fucking nasty.
I know. What do you think that was? You know, he just like spit out this flower, just
I
shoot
guess
it.
some ground up like corn.
Yeah. But that is like it's always the small things like that that make me cringe in a movie. Not so much like someone got their arm lopped off.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I've seen that before in a movie.
It's like wet jeans because I know how that feels. Paper cuts, and then like, oh, he spit out corn. Maybe that was oats. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
That just reminds me of the egg from the Alien poster.
yeah, that has that look of it.
I can't go. I know we only known each other for like a day, but you know, make a bond in that time. Mario comes in like, you know, you are kind of jumping ahead here. You just met this chick. I'm sure she's grateful, but she don't have to suck your dick right away.
Come on,
you know?
Luigi. I mean, come on.
He's like, come on, princess. I just saved you. I need a reward. Like, it's moving too soon. I mean, appreciate you saved me. Like, come on, man. This is not what Grandpa. This is not what Jumpman told us. He says, leave.
He's like, but Mario, my buddy Link, he always says, when you capture that girl, you make sure you get the goddamn reward. He says, don't you fucking forget it. And then he grabbed me in close and said, don't you fucking forget that part. That's what he told me, Mario.
He's like, I never got that reward for it. She didn't give you that golden triangle? Golden triangle, the fuck you talking? Like, da-da-da-da! Like, oh, fuck, no. Oh, now I feel like an asshole. I thought you meant something else. What'd you think? A blowjob? Dude, you just met her! Like, I know, but I just assumed. Like, what'd you think? Oh, fuck. I don't know why Luigi's now talking like he's from fucking... I mean, Link's talking like he's from fucking Brooklyn.
I was having Luigi narrate it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, princess!
Oh, because he would like that.
Princess, come on.
That crossover. Come on, princess.
Princess.
I do all this all for you, and I never... Like, Ganon was always after the Triforce. He's like, I'm also going to steal the princess and fuck your shit while I'm here.
Well, then there's that one where it's just like, if Link's trying so hard, and there's like this guy...
Tokens and bye.
There's like this blonde guy's like, yes, princess. She's like, oh, look at him, he's so hot and beautiful. He's like, yes, and I have a castle, too, and lots of money. And Link's just standing there like, aw, man, I hate being poor and shitty.
Go back to your little village, fairy boy. Yeah. You could tell there's a pause there. Fuck, where is he from? All right. Now I'm wanting out of this whole part right here. Just like, yeah, we're just gonna interview this dinosaur. Not a big deal. How about that?
Yeah, you know.
That dude's somebody. Is that the dude from Unsolved Mysteries right there?
No, that guy?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That looks like...
I've seen him.
He looks
He's gotta be
familiar,
somebody. He's got to be somebody, I'm assuming.
In the 90s, too, you always had to have, like, kind of the official, like, handshake.
There's going to be a fucking sequel. That's what this is.
So this looks so badass. It's like, oh, shit's
She's
going
so
down. She's got
badass.
fucking grenades strapped to her and everything.
She's got the flame gun. You're not going to believe this shit. Then Mario's like, I believe. I believe.
Like, Luigi, grab your fucking rainbow belt and let's get out of here.
Be glad that Grandpa, there it is, folks. There it is. Very underrated movie, in my opinion. Almost Unreal by Roxette. Here's a fun little thing. This song right here, because the main chorus of it is, I love when you do the hocus pocus to me. This song was originally written and recorded for the movie Hocus Pocus, but then I don't know what they switched the song out or what. But
now,
then,
was Hocus Pocus 93 too? I didn't realize that
I
one
don't
was
know.
that old.
I really don't know. I think Hocus Pocus is probably before this, but
No, it's not before. I know that.
it's not.
Because I remember when Hocus Pocus came out.
But Hocus Pocus, wasn't it before this movie?
No, it's not that old of a movie. It must be either 93 or 94.
Well, maybe they came out the same year then, but it was originally written for Hocus Pocus, and then they passed it off to this
Dan
movie.
Castaneda is the narrator.
Dan Castaneda? Who's that again? I know that name.
Homer Simpson.
Oh, really? Oh, that makes sense right there. No, but, fuck, what was he saying? Oh, yeah, so that was originally for Hocus Pocus, but then they just passed it off to this movie.
Huh. Well, they both would have been a Hollywood Pictures movie.
Because this is owned by Disney. This is technically a Disney movie.
Yeah, because that's what Hollywood Pictures is. Same with Encino Man and Son-in-Law. And really, Hollywood Pictures, I will say this, that's a company that made a lot of movies of, like, my childhood that I still look really fondly upon. Too bad that company doesn't exist anymore. It only was around for, like, 10 years or something like that.
If you go to, I don't know if it's still there, but there was, like, if you go to California Adventure...
Was there, like, a Hollywood Pictures land
There
in loving memory?
Well, it's called Hollywood Pictures, but it's not like they got like posters for Encino Man or The Sixth Sense or the Mario Brothers movie, but there is an area
that would be reason enough to go back to Disneyland if they made Hollywood Pictures land.
there would be. No, but there was like a what was it? There was like this it was basically supposed to be kind of like a theme park section of Hollywood. You know what I mean? They had like the Muppets ride there. Mm-hmm. They had all these like movie theme. There's like a Twilight Zone, like Tower of Terror kind of thing going on.
Well, that's what the Tower of Terror is Twilight Zone.
Yeah. So they had all these different, they had all like these movie theme areas in this.
So that's what the entire California Adventure was supposed to be originally?
No, just this one section. Just because all of California Adventure, it's supposed to be a different part of California. And then I think they realized, well,
there's not the Tuolumne County section where it's just like, hey, you get the fuck out of here.
There is sort of a Tuolumne County section. I mean, granted, it's basically they bypass.
There's a guy selling a bunch of Confederate flags. They're like, keep the spirit alive, yo!
Right next to like a flag of like right where they sell. It's like that guy right off of It's like that guy right off of like 108 who sells all those blankets. They got like the Confederate flag, a pot leaf, Bob Marley, and then a Native American standing in front of a full moon with a wolf.
You're always kind of like, I wonder what happened to that guy. You don't see him at the flea markets anymore. Oh, he got his own section at California Adventure. They said they needed somebody from Tuolumne County, and he happened to be the guy there.
Well, it's more like, it's not so much totally Tuolumne County. It's more like you've seen the ads, and you've seen there's kind of like the wolf-looking mountain. That's supposed to be Half Dome.
Oh, so they got the Yosemite section, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so you walk up there, and as you're walking up there, they got a couple areas where if you're around this corner, you look like you're in the mountains for a second. If you go around this corner, they got
this corner, there's a guy with a bottle of moonshine who...
It's the Sierra. I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically kind of like the Sierras and the mountain part of it. So you go around, and you pass a sign that says 108. I remember that. There is a sign that says just 108, like a street sign. And then there's like a mountain, like there's like a raft ride, and then there's like some trees, and then there's the wolf. It's supposed to be like Half Dome.
Huh. Okay, so they got something there.
Yeah, and then but the Stomper Boots. I'm just looking. It seems so weird seeing the Koopa creatures, Stomper Boots. Just seeing like all this stuff for like you've seen these names all the time, but it's just in an actual movie. Even though I know this movie.
Oh yeah, they got Extreme in here too. I forgot about that.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
There's a Queen song.
This movie has a good soundtrack.
Megadeth
was on.
Yeah, they got like a even better soundtrack than I remember.
Mm-hmm. Cisco has it. I want to burn it from him at some point.
I like to get that one too.
Mm-hmm. It's Reebok.
I know. But was there only Reebok thing? Was just on the bottom of like the. It's like, but bombs wear Reebok shoes. Why don't you?
Skywalker sound.
Yeah, everybody uses Skywalker sound.
What if they ever? Yeah. Shigeru Miyamoto. 93.
The one cool thing though is this is one of those movies where you get the after the movie scene.
They did it before Marvel.
Yeah.
Granted, Street Fighter did it too, but yeah, this is one of the things.
Technically, it's a video game thing at first to do it.
Yeah. Which I'll say it's clever, but then you realize, oh, it's those
And then
fucks.
you see Jump Mario come out like the shower, like, there they are! A new bunch of Japanese people are coming in here!
No towel, just standing there. He just grabs a wrench. Get over here. He's just standing there fucking naked. Get over here, you motherfuckers. There's a scar over his heart. You can see he had surgery at one point in time. There's like a pacemaker or something. She didn't Jump Mario. That's Mario, Super Mario Brothers, folks. But yeah, I so badly want the Jump Mario movie. I would love the Jumpman movie.
I know. That'd be amazing. You know, to add to this movie, I wish someday they'd make a special edition Super Mario Brothers fucking Blu-ray. I know that's never gonna happen.
You're gonna have to you're really gonna have to. It's gonna be like the 50-year anniversary. You know, it's gonna be like. It's gonna need some kind of thing. You have to almost Kickstarter that and really pressure like the directors come out of retirement. They're like probably living up in a mountain somewhere, like chopping wood. Like you guys made the Mario Brothers movie. Like I'm not that person anymore. You know, it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah. Like you need to go back in action. We need to pull up some old footage and make a special edition.
Fucking
Blu-ray.
Apache helicopter comes in. You know, they go on this big like Blade Runner-esque like 4-hour Blade Runner like documentary of the making of the movie, showing all the concept art, going over the original scripts.
Exactly, that's what I want. I want a special feature that's longer than the movie itself.
And you get like Bob Hoskins sitting there. They don't get he's dead, but you get like old footage of Bob Hoskins.
Footage, yeah.
Archive footage, maybe of just like behind the scenes stuff when they
Behind the stuff.
behind the stuff. Yeah, you know, whatever the other word is, you know, whatever the other word is they use for that. No, but just kind of like, yeah, you know, these motherfuckers, I can't stand working with these sons of bitch. Actually, no, he's British, so he's like,
I can't stand.
I can't stand these sons of bitches. I'm working my ass off, and here they come throwing coffee at the extras. Like, John, give me a shot, John, come on. Let's be, you know, because they were apparently taking shots between shots.
Every time we do a shot, we're going to take a fucking shot.
Sound good? I don't know about this one, Bob. This is my first movie. Don't be a puss. Drink this. Shit, if he was still alive, though, you know he'd have to play Jumpman, Mario.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Just like going on.
Make it even modern. Just like, we have both Bob Hoskins, if he was still alive, and John Leguizamo. And he's playing Jumpman. But Jumpman, it's in the modern age. He's like, this is my gay lover now. After she died, I figured there was no other woman out there, only another man.
I'm okay with that.
As long as we don't look each other in the eyes, nothing's too wrong.
What about that one time we accidentally did it in front of a mirror? We didn't break eye contact for a full 45 minutes. We said we'd never talk about that again!
The new Mario Bros. Movies where Mario and Luigi are raised by like their gay fathers.
They're still very like tough, like Brooklyn, like
They're
just as hard. They're still like badasses as hell, but just like he's just like, what are we doing? They're just like, we're going on an event. They just wakes him up at 4 a.m. Mario. Well, what is it, Papa? Get your shit. We're going. What do you mean? Get your shit. We're going. Wake up your idiot brother. Next thing you know, they're fucking going down to the docks at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Papa, what? Shut the fuck up, Mario. I'm thinking. They go down to the docks. They're like,
there it is. I fucking see it in the water.
No.
There it is. Well, what's that? It's a fucking Pokemon. I've been reading about this shit on the internet.
We can use this. He throws a fishing line out there, captures like a fucking Gyarados. Oh yeah, I so badly want to sell this thing in Chinatown, but we can use it. Use it against what? Them. And then he says like the reason they go to the boat in the first place though. He gets on the boat. There's some South American guy like loading people on the boat. Just like gives them a big wad of money. They're sitting in the back docks. He's just sitting there for like several hours in the back docks of the boat. Where are we going? I'm fucking thinking, Mario. You talk when I talk to you. Like Luigi's about to say, don't you fucking open your mouth. I'll sock you in the fucking face, Luigi. Don't you fucking talk to me. Papa's gotta think. And then they get to the land. The thing opens up. They're at Donkey Kong Island.
It's like a good
The boat's leaving. The boat's leaving. The boat's leaving. I only had enough for one way. But
We don't need that boat.
we'll find
Where
a way.
we're going, I don't plan on coming back.
But Papa, if you're my sons, you'll find a way home. Now come with me. You want to be a man? You want to be a man?
And you gotta kill a fucking gorilla.
Yeah. They capture one. It's like,
They captured Diddy.
yeah.
Okay, Luigi, pull the fucking trigger.
Like,
I don't know. He's in there. He's alone. He looks helpless. He looks like a friendly guy. Look at him.
He's got a baseball hat. He can't be
I got a baseball hat.
Monkey's just like, it's doing that. It's trying to confuse you. I know their tricks. You know?
And then all of a sudden, like, he pulls out, like, that coconut gun or whatever he has. He's got a fucking gun!
He shoots like Jumpman Mario. He falls
In the
back.
shoulder, like, then he, like...
Luigi
Dixie
then
comes
like,
by, like, pulls him out, they run away.
Luigi helps him. He just moves it. Just go. Just Luigi. You get 10 across the face. 1, 2, 3.
Just sitting there punching him. Mario, you turn around, don't look at this! Don't look when I hit your brother!
No, but like you looked. You do number 10. He just throws Luigi down. He's like,
Punch your brother in the fucking face.
He needs to know. But Papa, do it.
This is what I call tough love. Your mother would have been proud of me. She wasn't a goddamn fucking whore that deserved to die.
Oh my god. I want to see this fucking movie.
The nice thing about it, we can make it, it's a crossover between all other Nintendo platforms. Like, you know, it's fucking Jumpman. I jump into other people's worlds.
Yeah. He goes to Pokemon World. He says like he's walking right past like Diglett. He's walking right past
Like,
Pikachu.
Shit.
Don't need that. Comes across a Mankey. There's one. He goes to others.
He gets involved with fucking he's like, there's this guy I'm talking to, his name's Gray Fox, he's a computer. I fucking hate him, but it's okay. Sounds like they're in this war against apes. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. I signed you boys up. Get ready to be part of Star Fox Fleet Command. Oh, a little military experience is always good to have.
We gotta kill the monkeys before they come to us.
Also, there's this thing called Slippy. Apparently, if you got an extra $20, you can fuck it in the bathroom. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but who cares? They apparently got sitting in this closet, just staring their face in the corner. It's kind of fucking weird, but whatever. You know, I'm not gonna judge them. They're from space and shit.
They got their own culture.
Yeah. What I tell you, boys? Never judge another person's culture.
Unless they're a fucking monkey.
Then you can't fucking trust it.
Then at some point they go to there's like a Mario 64. It's years later after Jumpman has died. Mario 64. You come across that monkey that steals your hat. Mario's like, Pa was right.
He pulls out his wallet. He looks at a picture of like Pa, him, and Luigi.
There's like a fucking dead. There's like a bunch of dead monkeys hanging upside down behind him.
And it's just a picture of like fucking like Jumpman looking over. He's got his backhand up to like smack Luigi. Luigi's cowering down. He's like, what would Pa do? I gotta ask myself that. You son of Jumpman Mario, what would Pa do? Kill that monkey. That's right.
He gets the monkeys. He's like, okay, I'll give you your hat back. Like.
That's not good enough.
He just like dunks the monkey, set him to water. Like, what are you doing?
This is for Pa.
No, then the princess comes. Mario, what are you doing? You wouldn't understand, Peach. You wouldn't understand.
My mother died at the hands of a gorilla.
It was her own choice, Mario. He lured her there. Pa was right. They can't be trusted. And then he has this big internal struggle. The monkey just finally goes limp. He's done breathing. He lets go. The monkey just floats to the top, just flows down the river, down the
Just
water.
goes off the fucking
the
right
road.
angle. It's just like Mario 64 just falls like to the abyss.
Yeah, and then he just kind of like walks off, just breathing heavy, like not saying, just walks right past Peach. He just looks at her like, you understand, but trust me when I say it had to be done. Oh, I can go on all day on Jumpman. We should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, or else this could be like a fucking
2 hour
3-hour-long podcast.
Longer than the movie.
But yeah, well, there you go. Super Mario Brothers, classic fucking 90s film, one of the best video game movies out there, and that's the bottom line, no matter what anybody tells you. You heard it from us. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
Check out oldmanorange.com, and we'll see you some other time.
Later, folks.
Thanks for listening to the Old Man Orange podcast. Check out our website at oldmanorange.com for even more podcasts, cartoons, videos, music, and more. Send us an email at oldmanorangepodcast@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe, share, rate, and review us on iTunes, Podomatic, or any of the other fine sites we might be located on. If you want to help out even more, click on the Amazon or GameStop links on our webpage before you make any purchases there. It won't cost you a penny, but it sends us a little something our way. Thanks again, and tune in next week for more Old Man Orange Podcast.
I gotta keep all like threatening there towards the end, like, you better do it!